nay, how many times do I have to tell you I don't like marmots in my kitchen?
Well, Granny, this little critter's feeling poorly.
Of course he's feeling poorly. He's 2 months behind in his sleeping.
What you mean?
Bears are supposed to curl up and snooze all winter. But in this crazy California, it's summer all winter.
Poor little mixed-up fella.
Here it is January, and look outside. What do you see? The sun is shining, the birds are singing, the flowers is blooming. It's enough to make a body sick.
Sure don't have no seasons here.
Just two, wet and dry. You've either got mud or dust.
New calendar for you, Granny.
Is that all I got?
Yes, ma'am. All the rest of the mail's for me.
What is it, Granny?
The First National Bank of Bug Tussle. Fred James, president. That's Jesse's grandson.
Jesse James's grandson was president of a bank?
Yeah. It's a good thing Jesse never lived to see that. Ellie, look at this beautiful snow.
Sure is pretty.
Little bear, if you was back in the hills, you'd be snuggled up in the den with your mama and papa, sleeping away the winter under a fleecy blanket of this beautiful white snow. I miss it so much.
Granny, you never used to like snow.
Me? I never liked snow.
Well, that's right. You used to complain all winter.
Did you hear what she said, Jethro?
Huh? Hear what?
Pay attention. Your cousin here says that I didn't like snow, that I always complained about it.
Well, that's right. You sure did.
Mind your own business. Speak when you're spoken to. Well, I guess you two are too young to remember. I love snow. I always have.
Me too. There ain't nothing prettier than them big white flakes a-floating down.
I used to say that was Mother Goose shaking out her feather bed.
Remember how the windows used to get all icy?
That was Jack Frost painting his pictures. They's a great pair, Jack Frost and Mother Goose.
And remember how we used to scoop up a pan of snow and put vanilla and sugar in it and make ice cream?
Oh, Ellie Mae, you're making me so homesick, I can't stand it.
What's everybody doing inside on a beautiful day like this?
You call this beautiful?
Look out there. Sun is shining, the birds are singing, flowers are blooming.
Please, Jed, you're turning my stomach.
How'd you like to be back home with all that snow and ice?
How soon can we leave?
You mean you want to be back there?
We all do. We was just sitting here talking about how much we'd all like to go back home to the snow. Ain't that right, young'uns?
Yes, sir, Granny.
Ain't that right, Jethro?
Huh? What?
When are you gonna learn to pay attention? He's having a family talk.
What about?
About how much we'd all like to go back home to the snow.
Not me.
Who asked you?
Oh, you said...
Now, stop butting in when you ain't needed. He wants to go, Jed.
No, I don't, Uncle Jed. Look at all these business opportunities that come in the mail. I'm gonna be rich in no time.
Nah.
What is all this, boy?
Offers for jobs. I can sell blueing house to house. Or open a worm farm. There's a fortune to be made in red wigglers. And here's another. Grow mushrooms in your own basement. Here's an offer to be a Western distributor for an Eastern buggy whip company. And here's a company that wants me to sell false teeth on the telephone.
I mean, to get all this.
Oh, I answered the business opportunity ads in the Hog Breeders Gazette.
Well, ain't it likely you'll be going in the Army Reserve pretty quick?
Well, yeah, but that's all right. I can fight during the day and sell false teeth at night.
Jethro, get this clutter out of my kitchen. This table is for victuals.
Good. How soon do we eat?
I may never eat again. This California weather has took my appetite.
Well, it ain't took mine. I'm starving.
Get.
But, Granny...
Go eat some smog.
You may have just solved one of the biggest problems out here, Granny. If he can trap that stuff on a plate, he might just get rid of it.
No mood for a joke, Jed. I'm homesick for snow so bad that I could jump in a hole and pull the hole in after me.
What is all this sudden hankering you got for snow? You used to hate it.
hate snow.
You hated snow so bad you used to bring the cow in the kitchen to milk her.
I did that for her, not me. She couldn't stand cold hands.
You couldn't stand cold anything. Why, the first little frost you used to say it was so cold the wolves was eating the sheep just for the wool.
I never said that. This sun out here has fried your brain, just like it's ruined my beautiful hair.
The sun ruined it?
Bleached it gray. Why, back home it was as black as a raven's wing. Washed in snow water, kept it soft as milkweed.
Granny, you melted snow to wash your hair because that's the only way you could get water. The well was froze, the trough, the pond, the creek, everything. Why, you even melted snow to wash the clothes.
And they came out so purty.
Yeah, and froze so stiff you had to carry them in like cordwood.
That was wonderful. Didn't even have to starch them.
All right, I give up. If you say you love snow, you love snow. If nothing'll do but what you gotta go back and get your toes frostbitten. Hello, Mr. Drydale? This is Judge Clampett.
Oh, yes, Mr. Clampett. What can I do for you?
Well, nothing for me, thank you, but Granny'd like to go back home to the hill. Well, seems she got this calendar from the First National Bank of Bug Tussle, and, hello? Hello? Mr. Drysdale? You still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Let me talk to Granny. Listen, Granny, you don't want to go home now. It's probably snowing back there. Well, just look out the window. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, the flowers are blooming.
I can't stand it another day. I've got to have snow. Now you get me back home.
Gee, listen to reason. For the last time, I'm telling you this crazy scheme will never work.
Will you swear to that?
This crazy scheme will never work.
No, I mean swear that this is the last time you'll tell me. Now, just remember, this tape recorder is a radio. And while Granny's listening to the special weather report, you turn the air conditioning system down as low as it'll go.
They'll freeze tonight.
What do you expect with 3 feet of snow?
Well, come in. Come in.
Thank you, Granny.
Did you bring my tickets to Bug Tussle?
Yes, Granny, but I hope you're packed. You'll have to leave within 15 minutes.
How come?
All travel has been canceled because of the big blizzard.
What blizzard?
You mean you haven't heard? Oh, of course not. I forgot. You don't have a shortwave radio. You see, news about emergencies is always broadcast on a special wavelength so the population doesn't panic. Now, just a few civic leaders have these. Mayors, councilmen, bank presidents.
Oh.
Miss Hathaway, will you turn the furnace control up as high as it can go? We don't want the Clampetts to freeze in their sleep tonight.
Freeze? In Beverly Hills?
Quickly, quickly.
Attention, all civic leaders. Repeating the special weather bulletin. A blizzard is moving into Beverly Hills. 3 feet of snow is predicted with drifts reaching as high as 6 to 8 feet.
We're gonna be snowbound.
The storm is expected to center around Crestview Drive.
That's our street.
If you live in that area, do not leave your homes. Hungry wolves have been seen coming down out of the hills.
That's a sure sign of a blizzard.
All set, Chief.
Good. Let's get out of here before the snow starts and the wolves pin us down.
Yeah, and hurry. Thank you for the warning, Mr. Civic Leader.
Oh, I probably saved your life.
What's the matter, Miss Jane?
Well, the cold weather always aggravates her rheumatism.
Oh, I'll fetch him a jug.
No thanks, Granny. We barely have time to make it to the rent-a-sled agency.
Oh, Granny, when you leaving for Bug Tussle?
I ain't going. There's gonna be a big blizzard hit Beverly Hills any minute. 3 foot of snow.
Where'd you hear that?
On the... What do you mean, where'd I hear it? I seen the sign. Ain't I been predicting the weather all my life?
But 3 foot of snow in Beverly Hills.
With drifts 6, 8 foot. I'm going up and close the windows so the pipes won't freeze.
Freeze?
It's gonna be so cold the wolves will be eating the sheep just for the wool.
Excuse me, Chief. Mr. Chapman's calling from the movie studio. He wants to talk to you before you send those snow machines up to the Clampett mansion.
Okay.
Chief, before you take this last crazy step in this mad scheme of yours? Will you stop and think what can happen if something goes wrong?
That's your problem.
Why mine?
Because if it goes wrong, I'll blame the whole thing on you. Hello, Larry. Yes, of course I want the best quality snow. This is Beverly Hills. 3 feet will cost how much? No, look, I want plastic, not platinum. All right, make it 3 inches. Yes. Now, we'll keep them inside the house with wind machines and wolves. Yes, I want a wolf outside every door. No, Larry, not your nephew. I want the kind of wolf with big teeth, pointy ears, long hair. Larry, I don't care if he does still qualify. I want the kind of wolf that howls. Larry, 4-footed wolves. Now, you get up there after dark because the Clampetts go to bed early. All right, goodbye. Now, you did set the air conditioning up as cold as it can go?
Yes, and I hate myself for doing it. They don't even know they've got air conditioning. They'll freeze tonight.
No, they won't. At the crucial moment, we will mush to their rescue.
Me? Mush?
Don't you want to share in the glory?
No.
You want me to fight the wind and snow alone?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it. All you have to do is fight the wolves.
Wait for me, Pop.
Can't you sleep neither, Ellie?
No, sir. My room is like an icebox.
Mine, too. I wonder, can we turn the furnace up any hotter?
I don't think so. When I was putting my critters down in the cellar, them big old machines was just a-going full blast.
Got to give Granny credit. She sure called a turn on this weather.
Of course I did. I know this cold spell was coming. I seen all the signs.
Wish you'd said something sooner, Granny. Jethro and me could have laid in a little firewood.
Well, I'll go fetch some.
No, Ellie. A hungry wolf will get you.
Granny, there ain't no wolves in Beverly.
That ain't no whippoorwill.
That doggies there's a wolf out there. Big rascal, too.
They always come down out of the hills when the cold wind blows.
There ain't no cold wind a-blowing.
What you call that?
That ain't no whippoorwill.
Just know everything.
You sure hit this blizzard on the nose.
Well, that ain't where it's hitting me. Let's get to the kitchen.
Yeah, let's warm up some of that possum stew we had for supper.
Oh, I got lots of victuals, Jed. I got ham and turkey and pork chops.
I'll go wake Jethro.
Oh, he's up, Ellie. Come through here about 15 or 20 minutes ago, headed for the kitchen. Uh-oh.
Quick, maybe we can salvage something.
It's too late. He's already asleep in it all.
Buzzard boy has struck.
He didn't even leave no gristle. A locust would starve around that boy.
What's that on his mouth?
He's at the fingers out of his gloves.
And we's gonna be snowbound with him?
You better sleep in a circle like partridges. That way nobody will have their back to him.
Here. Only thing he didn't get was this little old sausage.
Must have left it for seed.
I wanna try something. I always knowed it. He eats in his sleep.
His stomach might doze off, but that's a 24-hour mouth. Ted Clampett speaking. Oh, hello, Mr. Drydale. Well, he ain't doing so good. Jethro's had all the victuals, and with him inside and the wolves outside, we is twixt a rock and a hard place. Well, that's mighty brave of you, but... well, all right. I sure do thank you. Mr. Drydale says he's fetching over some victuals and nothing can stop him.
He's coming. We saved. We saved.
Look who's coming, too.
Hurry, Mr. Drysdale. Mighty Mouse is awake.
Mush! On King! On Pierre! On White Man!
What's You crack that whip one more time, and I am going to give you a neck full of white fangs.
Always one complainer in the pack. You're wearing 3 layers of fur.
That's another thing. It's 85 degrees out here.
Wait till we get inside. It should be down to 30 in there.
Now, don't forget our deal.
You have my word. You help me put this over, and you'll be rolling in dough.
Chief, there's a wolf.
Oh, relax. Stop.
But I see others out there.
They're all stopped.
What about the house?
Sound effect record. Okay, boys, start the wind machine. Now, you go inside and tell the Clampetts I'm fighting a rear guard action against the wolves. I'll make my entrance in a minute.
Granny.
Where's Mr. Drysdale?
He's out fighting off the wolf pack.
There's a bunch of them out there, all right. When that door opened, I could feel their hot breath.
Hey, woman, Miss Jean. Where's Mr. Drysdale?
Fighting off the wolves.
I'll go help him. Have no fear. Milburn of the Mounties is here.
There you are, Granny. Everything you'll need to get you through the blizzard. There's canned meat, powdered milk, chocolate bars.
Milburn of the Mounties, you have saved our lives.
Well, don't forget my faithful Indian companion, White Fang.
I didn't know you was an Indian.
Yes, I am temporarily a member of the famous northern tribe that always helps the Mounties.
Yes, she's a schnook.
That's Chinook.
Can I put these in the fireplace?
Oh, yes, of course.
We's out of firewood, and I've never been so cold in my whole life.
Now, don't worry, Granny. By tomorrow morning, the blizzard will be over.
Good. These Beverly Hills winters is short, but days killers.
Just how do you plan to get rid of the plastic snow?
The studio has machines for that.
I hope they send a snowplow in the morning so we can get out of here.
Oh, no, Granny. Snowplows are for peasants. Here in Beverly Hills, they vacuum the snow.
Wouldn't you know it?
Now, you turn in and leave everything to us.
Yes, Mr. Clampett's already gone up to bed.
No, ma'am, Miss Jean. I just went up to get into my clothes so I could fetch in some firewood.
No, Jed. Have you forgotten about the hungry wolves out there?
Well, I figure if these 2 city folks got past them, I sure can.
Well, you see, we got through because wolves are frightened of Indians.
Indians?
Yeah, Jed. It turns out that Miss Jane is a schnook.
That's, Chinook.
Well, anyway, I wouldn't risk going outside. Those wolves are vicious. They'll tear you to pieces. They'll... Oh, no.
Hi, everybody. Look here.
Ellie, don't bring that man-eating varmint in here. He's vicious. He'll tear us to pieces.
No, he won't, Granny. I've been watching him. He ain't moved for better than an hour. Felt sorry for him, so I fetched him in.
Shall I warm up the getaway sled?
No wonder he ain't moved. It's so cold, the poor devil froze stiff in mid-howl.
You think he's froze?
Of course. Look at them glassy eyes.
You're right, Granny, but we sure can't let them thaw out in here. I'll get rid of them.
Mr. Drysdale, let me take a look at that critter. Granny, this wolf is stuffed.
With who? Who ain't here? Jethro! He done it, my baby!
Don't worry, Mr. Clampett. He didn't eat Jethro.
Mr. Drysdale, what's going on around here?
What do you mean?
Stuffed critters, snow that don't melt.
That's wolf dandruff. It's very contagious. I'll take him out and get rid of him.
Mr. Drysdale, you want to tell me?
Well, I might as well admit it. This whole visit's a phony. The snow is plastic, the wolf's stuffed, the wind comes from a machine. The whole thing was dreamed up to keep Granny from going back to the hills, and it's my fault.
Gee.
I never should have let her talk me into it. Gee!
You mean, This whole thing was Miss Jane's idea?
100%. She dreamed up the whole idea.
Jane? That's about the nicest thing I ever heard tell of.
Huh?
Going to all that trouble just to make Granny happy. Thank you.
Now, wait a minute. It wasn't all her idea.
Oh, that's true, Mr. Clampett. It was his idea to turn the air conditioning down so it would be cold in the house.
That's the only part I didn't like.
Welcome to the tribe, Schnook.
That's Chinook.
The problem now is to keep Granny from finding out she's been fooled.
Well, one thing is sure, we can't let her go outside. It's 85 out there.
I think I got it. Mr. Drysdale, you lay down on a sofa.
What?
If there's anything to keep Granny in the house, it's somebody needing her doctoring.
Granny, I can't find Jethro no place.
Me neither. I'm afeard he's either been ate or froze. Where you been, Jethro?
Huh?
I say, where you been?
I'm getting me some snow. I'm gonna have me some snow ice cream.
Oh, it's so cold the walls is freezing. Now you get to bed. You're burning up with a fever.
That ain't fever. It's hot outside.
The thaw has set in. I'd best quick get me a pan of snow to wash my hair.
How is it, Jethro?
Pretty good. That ain't very cold, but it's got more body than snow back home.
Well, let me taste it.
No, you go get your own snow.
I'll bring you some, Ellie.
Wait a minute, Granny, where are you going?
Out to get some snow to melt from my hair.
I'll do that. You better take care of Mr. Drysdale. He's laying in the parlor awful sick.
What seems to be the trouble?
Oh, sore throat, fever. He needs you bad.
Poor man, he got that from helping us. I'll need this, Jethro.
What for?
Snow ice cream is the best thing in the world for fever and sore throat. How's that, Mr. Drysdale?
It's kind of chewy, but not bad. What is it?
That's snow ice cream.
Snow ice cream? You mean the kind that's falling outside?
That's right. Nice and fresh. Swallow it, Mr. Drysdale.
Let's get out of here!
Wait! I'll make you some more. Just bring it in another pan. I never did see snow ice cream work so fast.
Quick, grab those traces and get me to a hospital.
Just a minute, Chief. When do I start rolling in dough?
The first thing tomorrow morning.
Is that a promise?
You'll be knee-deep in the stuff. I repossessed a bakery.
Oh, that Charlie. Push! On Pierre! On King! On Doughboy! Push!
Watch it, White Fang!
A blizzard sure brings out the brotherhood in man. What a sight. A royal mountie pulling a schnook.
Oh, come in, Miss Walsh.
Thank you. I have some papers for Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, I guess he's still up at the Clampetts. They've gone back to the hills, and the chief foolishly agreed to take care of the house, Jethro, and the critters.
And the what?
Critters. That's hill talk for animals. Oh, hello, Chief. How's everything up the mansion?
Mansion? You mean menagerie? This place makes the zoo look like a... Just gave you a stack of pancakes, you glutton.
Sounds like Jethro.
No, that's the bear.
You're cooking pancakes for the bear?
I'm cooking pancakes for everybody. I figure that's one thing they'll all like. You see, with syrup... Correction. One of them doesn't like pancakes. You throw another pancake at me and you don't get to watch television tonight.
Jethro threw a pancake at you?
No, that was the ape. Listen, Miss Hathaway, get me on a plane to the hills right away. I've got to bring the Clampetts back.
Folks is commencing to gather for the fair.
Yeah. Where's Ellie Mae?
I don't know why.
Well, he's having a cake baking contest for all the single girls, and the single fellas is going to judge it. I gotta find Ellie Mae.
But, Jed, she's such a miserable cook.
I know. I gotta make sure she don't enter.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, Ellie.
Done entered 3 contests already this morning.
Was, one of them cake baking?
Oh, no, sir, Pa. I entered that one yesterday.
Oh, Ellie, honey, there's gonna be lots of nice-looking young fellas in town for the fair. You don't want to spend the day in that hot kitchen baking a cake.
Oh, I baked it last night when it was cool. All I gotta do now is decorate.
What other contests did you enter, Ellie Mae?
Oh, basket weaving and post hole digging and barn raising.
Jed, what are we gonna do about that cake?
Well, them other contests might help us. We could hide it in her basket, bury it in the post hole, and raise a barn over it.
Elverna Bradshaw, I thought I run you out of town.
Granny, morning, Elverna. It's a mighty fetching outfit you're wearing.
Thank you. I made this hat myself.
Is that a hat? I thought your hair was on fire.
Mr. Kellums.
Yes, Mom?
I'm looking for a suitable place to hold my daughter's wedding reception.
Oh, yes, I heard your daughter's getting married. Congratulations.
Thank you. I understand your dining room might be available?
Yes, ma'am, and it is a dandy. It'll accommodate 12 sitting at the table, or 20 if they eat standing. What they call buffet style.
Now, we'll talk about the decorations and the menu later, but I would like some white doves.
Oh, they may be hard to find. Would you settle for roast turkey?
Mr. Kellums, I meant live white doves to sit around billing and cooing.
Oh, well, if it's live birds you want, let me get you some purple martin. They not only bill and coo, but they'll keep down the bugs.
Kellums, can I borrow your broom? Oh, howdy, Miss Bradshaw.
Ellie Mae?
I dropped my cake on the kitchen table, and it busted into little pieces.
That's a shame, Ellie.
Well, I guess that'll keep you out of the cake baking contest.
Oh, no, sir. The cake's fine. It's the table I gotta sweep up.
Oh, sweet girl. Too bad she's such an atrocious cook. Now, my daughter is a wizard in the kitchen, besides being divinely attractive.
Big mouth attractive. Why, that girl is so homely. If she dropped her handkerchief in a Boy Scout camp, she'd have to pick it up herself.
Victoria Rose is the belle of this county. Believe me, a lot of men are going to be miserable when she gets married.
Really? How many men is she marrying?
Oh, you little prune face.
Look who's calling me a prune face. Why, you got so many wrinkles, your face could hold a 5-day rain.
Ladies, listen.
Prune face.
I think the fair's about to begin, and y'all don't want to miss the opening square dance.
That's true. I think I'll stroll over to the pavilion.
Too bad Ellie took the broom. You could ride.
I'm not going to stay in here and be insulted.
Well, if you'd rather go outside and be insulted, let's go.
You ain't going no place but upstairs.
Oh, Jed, I want to watch the square dance.
You can watch it from the porch up there. Now scoot.
But, Jed, I won't be able to see.
Granny, you got eyes like a hawk.
And a face to match.
Oh, Alberta, you're going to get yours.
Granny sure love to tear into Elverna, don't she?
Yep, been going on for years. I keep hoping Granny will quit, but she's a hard dog to keep under the porch.
Oh, you, Granny.
What you want?
So sorry you've been exiled to the crow's nest. Look for me on the pavilion. I'll be with the mayor. You can't miss me in this hat. Oh, you, Mayor Hiller, I'll be right there.
You're right, Alberta. I couldn't miss you.
You'll pay for this, you miserable little harpy.
We're gonna have a dandy view from up here.
We sure enough are.
Look, yonder goes Elverna Bradshaw. But she's took off her fancy hat.
How about that?
I figure she want to wear that thing, make a big splash.
Oh, she did, Jed. She made a whopper of a splash.
Look, they've already started the square dance. The fair's about to commence.
Now whirl away with a hat that J and L and left for the corner bay. Take your girl in comedy. Comedy goes to like you and get along. That's what you do. Couple one down, swing go round and around with a pretty little thing. Go down, center by the ring and a couple of right. Let couple do, but just go stay on things. Get started, one like this and one like more.
Hi, doggies. Nobody calls a square dance like old L.D. Keller.
Come right and keep bring the dough in my little lady home dance. Everybody swinging, everybody dance. Now step like that, shoot the regular swinger, and just like you, just step like that,
And nobody plays it like Slim Wilson and the Tall Timber Boys.
Them promenaders dances is pretty good, too.
All right, let's bring out bunch band, turn the dog around, yeah. Hey, sugar, let's bring a bucking tree, and we'll get into the sea, you'll say, pop, more, it's gonna be there, by there, let's see them sing. Well, let's get going right, we're going to follow home, the puppy go. Time you get home, you swing, everybody swinging, whirl around for a little girl. Circulate, go round the world, you circulate. Now, here we go. With a hand to hold you, don't be slow, and ladies bow. And if you fender, hold them tight, or hold that fender, come on, run, hold them high. Swing on, everybody dance.
Well, now the fair is officially open.
Come on, Ellie. Let's go pick you out a husband.
Wait a minute, Granny. Hold it. Hold it, Granny.
Only me, Miss Hathaway. Come in.
What is the idea of the gorilla suit?
The law of the jungle, the survival of the fittest.
What do you mean?
I'm looking after a bear, a mountain lion, a chimpanzee, and other assorted wild animals. They fight over the food. If I don't scare them, I don't eat.
Well, that should certainly intimidate the fiercest beast.
Well, there's one it doesn't phase. Oh, you've never heard such vicious snarling and growling. No other animal will go near the food until it's finished feeding.
What is it?
It's a Jethro, that's what it is. Talk about king of the beast. Next to that kid, a lion's a pussycat. Did you reach the Clampetts back in the hills?
Yes, I just spoke to Granny at the hotel back in Silver Dollar City.
What's the news?
Well, I have good news and bad news. Granny says they're not coming back. They're going to stay there and get Ellie Mae a husband. And after she's married and settled down, the whole family might stay there.
Good boy. Okay, now let's hear the good news.
That was it.
That was the good news?
Wait till you hear the bad.
Forget it. You couldn't possibly top what you've just said.
Granny wants you to send them their $85 million.
You did it.
Did you ever see so many people in all your born days?
I don't think I have, Shorty. I lost Ellie and Granny in the crowd.
I declare everybody in the whole county's here. Must be at least 200 or 300 people.
Say, Shorty, while Ellie's gone, I'd like to snatch that cake of hers and get shit of it.
Oh, you're too late, Jed. She rolled that cake out of here half an hour ago.
Rolled it out?
Well, it stood pretty near the size of a wagon wheel.
Now, why in the world would you...
Well, I got a big oven back there, and I reckon maybe she figured to win on size alone.
Knowing Ellie's cakes, that thing must have weighed a ton.
It bowled the floor, mine. But it was sure pretty, Jed. Decorated so fancy with her name rolled across the top nice, and Ellie Mae Clampett.
There goes any chance of denying who done it.
Don't you worry, Jed. As pretty as Ellie is, there'll be some young fella bid on that cake.
Just so you don't bite on it. I wonder where Granny and Ellie went.
Oh, I recollect Ellie saying she'd entered basket weaving. Maybe they's there.
That is the most beautiful basket weaving I ever did see. Tell me, beautiful young stranger, are you married?
No, ma'am.
Don't tell me that a girl with your talent and the face and figure of an angel is single.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't believe it. Why, the single fellas around here must be weak-eyed. Will you weak-eyed single fellas come up front here where you can see? Would you ladies please step aside so the single fellas can get up here? Thank you, thank you. Now, tell me, beautiful, blonde, young, single lady, where are you from?
Pine Bluff.
I was talking to this beautiful, blonde, young, single lady that's weaving this basket. Where are you from, darling?
Beverly Hills, California.
A movie star. I thought I seen a striking resemblance to Mary Pickford. Tell me, beautiful, blonde, young, single lady, what's your name?
Ellie Mae Clampetts.
And where are you staying?
At the Silver Dollar City Hotel.
Did you hear that, you single fellas? This beautiful, blonde, young, unwed stranger is staying right here amidst you.
Stranger? What are you trying to pull? Ho, ho, ho! You know very well that this girl is your bride.
Come on, stranger, let's get out of here.
Excuse me, Sheriff. Do you see anything of Granny and Ellie Mae?
Yeah, Jed. Last I seen them, they was headed for the candle maker's shop.
Thank you. See you later.
Land's sake, look at that candle. Who is that lovely, talented girl?
I don't know.
Who are you, lovely, talented girl?
My name is Ellie Mae.
Well, Ellie Mae, you sure do make a fine candle.
Well, thank you, Mae.
I bet you nobody here has ever seen anything shaped as good as that. And the candle ain't bad neither. I see you got a sense of humor.
Yes, ma'am.
You got a wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, step to the rear or you're going to get splashed with hot wax.
No, I won't.
You want to bet? When did you learn to make candles, darling?
When I was 10 years old.
Did you hear that? She's only been making candles for 4 years. Oh, I bet your husband is proud of you.
Well, I ain't married.
Did you hear that, folks? This beautiful, talented, teenage, candle-making love goddess ain't married. I bet you single men is astonished. Will you single men raise your hands and show your astonishment? Let them single, astonished young men step forward while I ask this beautiful, talented, teenage, candle-making love goddess a few questions. What is your full name, child?
It's Ellie Mae Clampetts.
Don't tell me you're the daughter of Jed Clampett.
Yes, ma'am.
The multi-millionaire.
Yes, ma'am.
The man who's going to put all of his $85 million into his daughter's dowry.
Well, I don't know. Did you say that, Paul?
He ain't here, is he?
Right behind you.
Now, folks, it's easy to see why this girl is so beautiful. This is her handsome Paul. Not only is he handsome, he's the kindest, sweetest, most even-tempered, understanding, forgiving man that ever lived. He's a lovely man, gentle and forgiving, especially to old ladies. This is the handsome millionaire father of the beautiful blonde, single, teenage love goddess over in the candle shop.
Jed, did something happen to Granny?
Not yet, but it's going to. She don't stop showing Ellie Mae around this fair like she was some kind of a pet hog.
You hear that, Shorty? He called his own lovely daughter a hog.
Granny.
No wonder I have to work so hard to get the poor girl a husband.
Granny, I'm just about of a mind to take you upstairs and lock you in your room till the fair is over.
Oh, please, Jed. You wouldn't do that to poor old Chick Allen.
Chick Allen? What's he got to do with it?
Well, I promised to help him sell his mountain medicine. You know, like his yarbs and his roots and his berries and such.
You did?
And Chick depends on that for his living. And my professional endorsement would help him a lot. I'm a doctor, you know.
I sure would like to see you help Chick Allen sell his medicine.
Thank you.
But do you promise that's all you'll sell?
On my word of honor, as next to kin to the grandest, noblest human being that ever drawed a breath, Jed Clampetts.
Well,
One of nature's noblemen, a walking saint, a legend in his own time.
Granny, that's enough.
Can I get my medical bag and mosey over to Chick's place?
Okay.
Bless you, Jed. You're a prince among men.
You know, Jed, you can't hardly blame Granny for wanting to get Ellie married ahead of Elverna Bradshaw's daughter.
She hadn't ought to made that bet with Elverna.
Yeah, but she did. And if she loses, Elverna gets to kick her clean up Dewey Bald.
That could be kind of humiliating.
And painful. That's 2 miles uphill through rocks and brush. And Granny ain't a young woman. Fact is, she's kind of old and feeble.
Show. Step right up here, right up this way. Now, seated before you is the famous Indian yarb specialist, Chick Allen, a living testimonial to the health-giving powers of his own potions and elixirs. Now, nobody knows how old this man is, but he has been gathering berries and roots and yarbs in these hills for hundreds of years. Now, you might think that a man this old couldn't budge out of that chair, but you are wrong. Chick is gonna give us a dance, accompanied on the fiddle by his grandson. Right this way, old-timer. Get your grandson up. That's a feller, that's it. All right, let's go. For 70 years, he ought to take his grandpappy's medicine. Now, as you can see, Chick makes potions and elixirs for man or beast. And also, yarbs of joy, Indian salve, blood purifiers, and snake oil. But today, we are going to tell you about a new product, Chick Allen's Magic Mud Pack. Now, to demonstrate the beautifying properties of this miraculous mud, I'm going to have to ask for a volunteer from the audience. Would some lady please step up here? Sorry, madam. We ain't got that much mud. How about another volunteer? How about you, lady?
Me, ma'am?
Yeah. Step up here, stranger. Step right here. The magic mud, Chick, please. Now, I'm going to apply this magic mud to the face of... I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Why, this face can't be improved. Never in my 70 years of doctorate have I seen such a beautiful complexion as I see on the face of this magnificent creature. What is your name, magnificent creature?
Ellie Mae Clampett?
Well, congratulations, Mrs. Clampett.
Well, it ain't Mrs. It's Miss.
Did you red-blooded bachelors hear that? This beautiful, gorgeous young thing with the perfect features and figure to match ain't married.
So, you're at it again. Folks, I'm Elberna Bradshaw.
Oh, bless you, madam. Another volunteer.
And I want to tell you...
And this one needs all the help he can get.
You know...
Oh, friends, be sure to watch next week when Jethro and I join the rest of the Clampetts back in the hills. And I venture into the forest on a bird-watching expedition, where I find a man for Ellie Mae. And what a man.
In the woods! I saw him just right for Ellie. An Adonis, a Hercules, and Apollo.
Oh, please, Miss Jane, she's got enough critters now.
No. You don't understand. He was cutting down a tree near the lake.
You don't need another beaver.
I am talking about a man.
That she needs.
He agreed to come to town as soon as... There he is. It's the beginning of a beautiful romance, friends.
Tonic for to give to all the family and her kin. Though it tastes mighty bitter, it is good for man and critter, 'cause it gets your blood to running free again. Granny's brew, it's good for you. If you're off your feet, you ought to have some too. Even Pa leaves his fiddles. He just sits out front and whittles. Cousin Jethro, he's a-sleeping in the shade. Instead of doing her spring cleaning, on her mop Aunt Pearl's a-leaning. Granny better get that batch of tonic made. There's the gong, won't be long till the family's back to feeling good and strong.
Line up, everybody. First come, first served. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, Pearl, go ahead.
By rights, you should go first, Jed. You're the head of the family.
Oh, no, Pearl, I ain't in no hurry. How about you, Ellie Mae?
Oh, no, Pa, I was the last one in.
Do I take it this family don't want to take my tonic?
Oh, no,
Granny, it's good.
Well, delicious.
Well, then step up, somebody be first.
Well, Pearl, go on ahead. Women and children first. That's the rule.
That's the rule for fire, flood, and disaster.
Well, it seems to me Granny's tonic ought to fit in there somewhere.
I heard what you said, Jed Clampett. And just for that, when it comes your turn, you're going to get a double dose. Now, step up, somebody, and get at it.
Hey, I got an idea. How about letting this little fella go first? He looks kind of puny.
Yeah, he's been acting kind of poorly lately, Granny. Tonic him first, Granny.
Sure seems to like it.
Yeah. You want some more?
No, I reckon that's enough for a little critter like him. Yes, sir. Best batch I ever made.
Miss Hathaway, these papers are ready for Jed Clampett's signature. Oh, incidentally, he did a fine job bringing his file up to date.
Thank you, Chief. I'll be right in. Mr. Drysdale, I wish to give credit where credit is due. Most of the work on the Clampett file was done by Miss Buckles here.
Buckles? Who's she?
A comparatively new girl, Chief. But already she has displayed those qualities so rare in the modern girl. Eagerness to learn, willingness to work, loyalty to the bank, devotion to duty.
All right, all right. How much of a raise does she want?
Oh, no, Mr. Drysdale. I didn't do it to get a raise. I did it because I'm sincerely interested in my work here. And I'm determined to become the best second best employee in your bank.
You hear that, Chief? Rare devotion to duty. And Miss Buckles worked on the Clampett file in her own time.
Very praiseworthy. All right, what's Mr. Clampett's present balance?
$34,783,127.34. That's not including the oil deposit due today.
Well, you are familiar with his file.
I feel that a job worth doing is worth doing right.
Unlike so many others, this girl is not here to find a husband. She is here to work, right, Gloria?
Right, Miss Hathaway.
You may call me Jane.
All right. Take these up to Mr. Clampett. I'll make sure he signs in all places indicated.
Right, Chief.
Miss Hathaway, your time is so valuable, and I know that Mr. Drysdale needs you. I would never be missed from the secretarial pool.
Do you hear that, Chief? Is she a rare find?
I just try to be like you, Miss Hathaway.
Jane.
Jane.
Chief, if it's all right with you, she is familiar with the papers.
Huh? Oh, fine. Yeah, fine.
And Gloria.
Yes.
You must take my car.
Oh, no, Miss Hathaway.
Tut, tut, tut. I insist.
$34,783,127.34. $34,783,127.34.
Howdy, ma'am.
Well, how do you do? I'm Gloria Buckles from the Commerce Bank.
Oh, it's mighty nice to meet you. I'm Jed Clampett.
You?
Yes, ma'am.
But I was looking for a much older man.
Ain't no older men around here. Might could scare you up one in the neighborhood. Seems to me I seen an elderly fella down the road a piece.
No, I simply meant I couldn't believe that you were so young.
Well, maybe it's because I ain't.
But you look so young. You do look young.
Is that a fact?
He's holding his tonic, but that ain't all.
Tell you, Granny, I've seen it with my own eyes. That girl is young enough to be his daughter.
And you say he gave her a hug?
Grabbed at her like a crawdad grabs bait.
That old mountain goat. I didn't figure on him running wild.
Your Tonic, you shouldn't have double-dosed him and him being a widower so long.
Jed'll come to his senses.
I don't know. There ain't no fool like old fool.
Jed ain't old.
He's old enough, but he ain't too old, and that's where the danger is.
You're making a hill out of a haystack.
Granny, I got a good look at this girl, and I'm telling you right now, that ain't hay. Real big city article. Not the kind of girl that Jed's used to meeting back home.
Oh, girls is girls, city or country. They all come out of the same catalog.
Maybe so. But the city girls make it look like there's more in the package.
Granny, Earl. Oh, there you are.
See what you mean, Pearl. She's wrapped tight and tied loose.
I want you all to meet Miss Gloria Buckles. This here is Granny and Cousin Pearl.
How do you do? I'm very pleased to meet you, ladies.
Howdy.
Hi.
Well, ain't she just about the prettiest thing you ever did see?
Yeah. Favors Ellie a lot. Just about her age, too, wouldn't you say, Granny?
A mite younger.
Who's Ellie?
His granddaughter. I mean, my granddaughter. She's Jed's daughter.
Oh, are you married, Mr. Clampett?
I'm a widower, ma'am.
Yeah, poor old Jed. I reckon he's come for another dose of his lumbago medicine, Granny.
I reckon. The poor old feller was up all last night with the misery.
A moaning and a groaning and a walking the floor.
Yes, the poor old fella is past the point where liniment does him any good.
Slays his 4 feet old bone.
Now, girls, that's just about enough of that. You both know I never had a twinge of the miseries in all my life. Knock on wood.
Pearl, his mind is wandering again.
Baby called Granny. He missed his nap.
I want to apologize for them two, ma'am. They both just think they're being funny.
Well, I know what you mean. I have some elderly relatives like that myself. It's such a beautiful day. Why don't we go for a drive, Jed?
Thank you, ma'am. I'd like that, Gloria.
Did you hear what she called us? Elderly relatives.
Mind that. It's what he called her and she called him, and now she's going to get him out alone in her car.
Let's get in the truck and follow him.
We can't drive.
Jethro can.
Oh, I don't want Jethro getting no ideas from his uncle. Don't forget, he's been Tonic, too.
He has nothing to worry about. Jed's a man that can keep his feet on the ground.
Once he gets his arms around that girl, won't much matter where he keeps his feet.
By dingies, ma'am, if you hadn't brought her to a halt right when you did, we'd have gone right over that bluff. I'll get out and push her back on the road.
No, Mr. Clampett. I stopped here purposely.
Oh? How come?
Well, it's so beautiful and I'm so lonely.
Pretty woman like you. Why, I'd think these city boys would be standing in line for you.
Boys, yes. Men, no.
Well, I've seen them here all ages.
Well, I'm afraid that years alone do not turn a boy into a man.
I reckon I know what you mean.
I blame that city down there. Something about it seems to close in on a boy and keep him small and immature all his life. Show me a boy that's grown up in the country, in the mountains especially, and I'll show you a man, a real man.
You're going to think I'm making this up on account of what you just said. But I grew up in the mountains.
No.
Yes, ma'am. Don't let that Beverly Hills mansion fool you. I'm a mountain boy, born and bred.
Of course. Of course, I see it now. I see it in those cool, clear eyes, unclouded by smog. Eyes that have looked beyond a city's skyline and seen the truth and beauty of nature. I see it in this rugged, handsome face. I see it in these strong but gentle hands. Hands that have dug into the good earth, put life into it, and brought it forth. Hands roughened by honest toil.
Take another look at the face.
Oh, Jed. What have you done to me?
Nothing, ma'am.
Oh, yes, you have. You've sentenced me to a life of loneliness. A life without love. A life unfulfilled.
Well, I don't know what you mean, ma'am. Honest, I don't.
I'll tell you what I mean. You've set a standard no man could measure up to. A goal I could never achieve. Having met you, I could never care for a city man. Those weak and puny clothes dummies with their narrow suits and their narrow shoulders and their narrow minds.
Please, ma'am,
I have felt the muscles of a mountaineer ripple beneath my hands. Do you think I could ever be happy with anything less? No. I shall never marry. Better an old maid than a life with a man I could neither love nor respect.
Ma'am, don't feel that way. Pretty woman like you, smart and all. Why, it'd be a terrible shame if you was to never to get married and raise a flock of young'uns.
No.
Please, ma'am. I'd feel terrible if I thought you was wasting your life this way. Please change your mind. Well, Miss Gloria, if you're determined to marry a mountain man and none other, and unless you do it, your life will be ruined, maybe, and I get to know you better, I might could find a way.
Oh, Jed.
Now, I ain't making no promises, but you set me to thinking. I reckon we'd best get back home and everybody get better acquainted. Partner, forgot your pocketbook.
Oh, those are some papers Mr. Drysdale wants you to sign.
Well, come on, let's get in here and get busy. Got a lot to do with signing and dancing and getting better acquainted. Well, I reckon the first thing I better do is sign them papers you got for me.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Is she wearing a wedding ring? Wait till she gets her gloves on. Don't see one. Good. And they ain't been to the preacher.
What is all them, anyway?
Well, now this transfers your money from one account to the other. And this is your last will and testament.
They ain't been to the preacher, but they've been to the lawyer. And that's just as bad or worse. We gotta stop him.
Oh, there you are, Jed. We've been looking all over for you. You give the doctor a terrible fright disappearing like that.
Yeah, he was afraid you might have fell in the cistern again.
What are you talking about?
Why, Jed Clampetts, shame on you. You know the doctor don't want you to have nothing sharp.
Girl, what in the blue...
No, don't get excited, Jed. Doctor says it ain't good for him to get excited.
What do you... Oh, I almost forgot. Come on into the parlor. Got a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Come on.
All right, what's a surprise?
Well, the surprise is what Pearl and me found out about that woman whilst you was gone.
What'd you find out?
She's a spy. For one of them foreign nations.
Which one?
Minneapolis, Wisconsin.
That's right, Mr. Drysdale. We didn't know who else to call. But we think this here woman's trying to get Jed's money. Well, she says her name is Gloria Buckles, but I don't know the... Oh, well, yes, sir. Yes, sir, we will. Bye. Mr. Drysdale must know that woman. He's a-coming right over.
Paul gonna marry up with her? Oh, child, we hope not. We pray not.
Why, Granny? Well, I gotta look at her, and boy, she's pretty.
Beauty is only skin deep, son.
Well, she must have awful deep skin, because every place I could see was...
Now, Mr. Drysdale says we's to keep her here till he comes.
I'll watch her, Ma.
You watch your car.
What'd you say this one was called?
This is called the twist.
If a feller was to dance this in a fresh plowed field, he'd auger his way right into the ground, wouldn't he? Hey, Jethro, come on in. You want to dance?
I'd heap rather dance with her, Uncle Jed.
That's what I had in mind, boy. Miss Buckles, this here is my nephew, Jethro.
Hiya.
You teach him that there twist, and I'll teach it to Ellie Mae. This is my daughter I've been telling you about.
Oh, what a beautiful child. You and I are going to be such good chums.
Ma'am, I think he meant for you to dance with me.
We're in time, Chief. There's my car.
Yes. Now, where's your protege? That loyal, devoted, hard-working gold digger.
I still can't believe it. So shy, so retiring.
She'll be retiring if she hooks Jed Clampett.
Okay, Uncle Jed. Howdy.
Oh, how do you do, ma'am? I'm sorry to intrude.
Howdy, folks. Come on in. Dig yourselves a hole.
Gloria Buckles.
Huh? Where?
There.
Oh, my thunder, it is. You imposter.
Jezebel!
You gold digger.
I have a bulletin for you two. You better be nice to me, or else after my wedding, you may lose your largest depositor.
Wedding?
Mr. Clampett. Have things gotten as far as actually discussing marriage with this woman?
Well, yes, Mr. Drysdale, they have. Her and me had a nice long talk about it, and that's the reason I brung her home, so she could meet the family, kind of get acquainted.
But...
This pretty young city woman says that unless she can marry a mountain man, she just ain't gonna get married at all. I think we all agree that'd be a terrible waste.
Should we set the date now, Jed?
Well, yeah, near as we can. I'd say everybody willing that it'd be in about 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years?
Yeah, be that long before Jethro's 21.
Jethro!
Hot diggity dog, I got me a wife!
Paul, ain't you gonna marry up with that city woman?
No, L.A.S. Old foxes is trap shy, especially when the bait goes to chasing us.
He went out front with Ellie to fetch the mail. I sure wish they'd hurry. I'm expecting a letter from my sweetie in Hooterville.
Sam Drucker?
You guessed it, Ted. That's my fella.
Oh, you keep him in the sewer jar, do you?
That's where he belongs, the sweet old rascal.
Here's you and Sam are kind of serious.
I guess you think it's kind of silly for someone so old.
Not at all.
Of course, I ain't no chicken myself.
Granny, you got a letter from Hooterville.
Let me have it.
Oh, it's coming with the rest of the mail by Pony Express.
Pony Express.
Come on, Red Ryder. Come on, give Granny her letter.
The mails ain't slow enough. I have to have an 8 for a postmaster. This ain't from Sam. Take a whiff.
Smells mighty good, Granny.
Not as good as Sam's letters. Oh, this is for Jethro from Billy Joe Bradley. Give me my letter.
This one smells better than Billy Joe's letter.
Not as good as Sam's. This one's for Jethro, too, from Bobby Joe Bradley.
Hey, Jethro, couple of letters for you.
Now, listen, you little goomer, you give me my letter, or you and me is gonna play cowboy and Indian, and the Indian is gonna win. This is from Sam, that romantic devil.
It smells better than them other two. I'm pretty near scared to sniff it. May be wrong, Granny, but that smells like spare rib.
Told you he was a romantic devil. The last letter was ham hocks, and the one before that was pickled pig's feet.
Maybe you ought to keep Sam's picture in a lard can.
Oh, Jed.
Spare rib?
Oh, it's gone beyond that.
Well, doggy. Sow belly.
The fragrance of love. He's getting serious, Jed. First it was pig's feet, then ham hocks, and then spare ribs, and now sow belly.
I see what you mean. He's headed up that hog straight for the heart.
I best go sit down. This is bound to be a proposal.
Now, Granny, before you get your hopes up too high, you reckon them fragrances could be on account of Sam writing his letters on butcher paper?
Oh, no, Jed. This ain't no accident. That rascal knows what he's doing. He has done stirred up the fires that I thought was banked for good. Jethro, I'd like to be alone while I read my love letter.
You think you've got a love letter? Get a whiff of these.
That's kid stuff.
Heck it is. Both of them beautiful Bradley girls has promised to marry me.
Both of them?
Yeah, they know us big Hollywood producers has always got lots of wives.
Not at the same time, booby.
Well, then they'll just have to take turns. I'll marry Billy Joe one day and Bobby Joe the next.
Jethro marries like he eats. Can't wait for the second helping.
Sit down, Jed, and I'll read you my letter.
Ain't it kind of personal?
Oh, you might find it a mite racy, but you're a grown man.
True.
If it commences to give you high blood, just raise your hand and you can leave the room.
That's fair warning.
Dear Granny, I hope you will come to Hooterville for Christmas, all of you. Do you hear that, Jed? He wants all of me.
Takes a bit right in his teeth, don't he?
Yesterday I saved my sausage, skinned my chitlins, and hung my ham. I hope you like them, sugar. Bold rascal.
Called you sugar, did he?
Read it for yourself.
I think that goes with the next line. I hope you like them sugar cured.
Read your own mail.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help.
Your fire's been banked so long he's done gone out.
Yeah, now.
All right, you just make arrangements to get us to Hooterville, and I'll take it from there.
Fair enough. I'll go talk to Mr. Drysdale.
He's alone now, Sam. Lay it on the line, you saucy scalawag.
Granny, are we going to Hooterville for Christmas?
Yeah, honey, but don't bother me now. I think Sam's building up to a proposal.
Well, is Mr. Drysdale going to take care of my critters like he done Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You hear that, Fairchild? Mr. Drysdale's going to be giving you breakfast in bed again.
Oh, no, he ain't. Not in my house.
Oh, but Fairchild likes it.
Well, I don't. Now, you let Mr. Drysdale board him over to his place and let him get his sheets all torn up with them claws.
Fairchild wouldn't do that?
He wouldn't, huh? Come, take a look. Look what he done to my very best. He's eaten my letter. Come back here. Spit it out, you hairy varmint.
I reckon he liked it because it smelled of sow belly.
Never mind that. Go get it back.
What's all you yelling about?
Ellie's Bear read my letter before I had time to read it. Now I don't know whether Sam proposed to me or not. Jed, go ram your hand down his throat and fetch it out of his stomach for me.
I believe I'll pass on that.
You can do it. You got long arms.
Yeah, I want to keep him that way. Maybe Ellie can get him to cough it up.
Well, if she don't, we're having brisket of bear for supper tonight. Here, Bear. Here, Fairchild. Come on to Granny. She's got a surprise for you. Come on, Bear. Come to Granny. Come on, Bear. Here, Fairchild, come on.
Granny, I'm awful sorry, but Fairchild swallowed your letter before I could catch him.
Where is he?
I ain't gonna shoot him.
Oh, no, honey, I'm just gonna scare it out of him.
Don't blame him, Granny. He didn't know it was a proposal from Sam Drucker.
I don't either. That's the torture of it. I don't know if he said, come be my bride, or better stay away from my door.
Well, quick as we get to Hooterville, you'll know.
How soon he's going?
Well, I reckon as soon as Paul gets back from seeing Mr. Drysdale.
All right, honey, you run on in and pack.
Yes, sir.
Come on, little bear. Come on to Granny.
Well, good morning, Chief.
Miss Holloway, are you responsible for the employees of this bank referring to me as Ebenezer Scrooge?
No, why do you ask?
When I came through the lobby just now, they all chanted in unison, "Here come the Scrooge! Here come the Scrooge!"
Now, Chief, in all fairness to the employees, you do not display much holiday spirit.
What do they want from me? I gave them half a day off on Christmas. I let them celebrate with their families.
Your employees can't afford families.
They're lucky they're not spending Christmas in jail.
Jail?
Yes, look what I just took out of my suggestion box. Shocking, vicious, sadistic. I should turn them over to the vice squad. And those are just from the women.
If you would only display a little generosity, a Christmas bonus, a few gifts.
I refuse to commercialize Christmas just to kowtow to my pampered employees.
You're all heart.
Right, Dale? Can I bother you a minute?
Oh, come in, come in.
Howdy, Miss Jean.
Clampett?
Hey, that's quite a blaze you got going there.
Oh, yes, well, you see, every Christmas I burn all the widows' mortgages.
What does it feel like working for a man like Mr. Drysdale?
Well, I'll tell you.
She just told me, she said, Chief, you're all heart.
We want Drysdale. We want Drysdale. What's that? We want
Mr. Drysdale's employees, they're staging a demonstration.
Go put it down. I mean, go talk to them.
Me?
Sounds to me like it's you they want, Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, you're right. They love me. I'm a father image to them. Coming. I'm coming, children.
Granny, sure hope this operation ain't gonna take too long.
It won't. Get my gloves out of the sterilizer and put them on me.
Sure am anxious to get to Hooterville.
Me too.
What else you want me to do?
Fetch in the patient, lay him on the operating table, and hold him down whilst I make my incision.
Well, that sounds simple enough. Who's the patient?
His name is Fairchild. He's out back.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you mean Ellie's bear?
That's right. I gotta remove a letter out of his stomach.
I ain't gonna hold down no bear while you whittle on him.
Oh, it's all right. I aim to give him a good, stiff jolt of anesthetic.
I for sure ain't gonna hold down no drunk bear.
Do you want to learn to be a doctor or don't you?
Not like this. No, sir. Not me. No.
You're a chicken intern.
That's right. I'll hold a chicken for you, but not a bear.
You scared of a little blood?
When it's mine, yes, ma'am.
Well, all right. Set up my X-ray camera. And if we hurry, maybe I can read my letter without opening them up.
Back!
Did you break up the employee demonstration?
Demonstration? It was out-and-out mutiny. They demanded the full day off Christmas. Oh, I can't control with these anymore. Get me a couple of police dogs and some tear gas.
Mr. Clampett is in your office.
Oh, that's right.
And here, while you were flogging the mutineers, they sent up this beautiful gift.
There you see. They need discipline. They love me all the more for it. It shows them that I care. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Clampett. Oh, my employees gave me this.
Well, ain't that nice? I reckon a fella in your position can always use a clock.
How do you know it's a clock?
I can hear it ticking.
Yes, Chief?
soak this in water. Quickly, quickly!
That ain't too good for a clock, is it?
It's a water clock, an old Egyptian water clock. Very rare and valuable.
Folks here at the bank sure must think the world of you.
Yes, they wanted to give me a big blowout.
Makes a fella glad to be alive, doesn't it?
Very glad.
Well, I get right down to business. First off, I want to thank you for taking care of Ellie's critters while we was in Hooterville.
My pleasure.
Oh, you enjoyed it, did you?
Had a wonderful time. Loved every minute of it.
Even the bear?
Oh, Fairchild? Oh, we're pals, buddies. Love that bear.
Good, then I don't feel like I'm imposing when I ask you to do it again.
Again?
Yep, we're going back to Hooterville for Christmas.
You're leaving me with the bear?
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, please, please.
Well, you don't have to beg, Mr. Drysdale. We're glad to give you the pleasure. Merry Christmas. Mr. Drysdale, them employees of yours sure love you. They just sent you up another clock. Thinking a way to beat the band.
All right, Jethro. When I give the word, set off the flash powder.
Granny, this ain't no X-ray camera.
Do you think you know more about it than the drummer that sold it to me?
I know this camera can't take no picture of the inside of that bear. It's pitch black in there. That's what you gotta light up.
And how do we do that, Mr. Sixth grade graduate?
Simple. We mix a little of this here flash powder with honey and have the bear to swallow it.
Well, how do we set it off?
That's simple, too. Unscrew the bulb out of the lamp. Now turn on the switch. Now there is live electricity in there. But that bear don't know that because he's a dumb animal.
So,
we put some honey in there. Then when Mr. Stupid yonder sticks his tongue in to get the honey...
Would you do that again, Jethro? I wasn't watching.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Jethro! What happened? You weren't set upon by angry bank employees, were you?
No, ma'am. These is powder burns from the explosion.
Were you there when the clock went off?
No, ma'am, but I was there when the flash powder went off.
Flash powder?
Yes, ma'am. I was holding it in my hand when I stuck my tongue in the light socket.
You know, Jethro, I'm not going to ask you any more questions.
I'd appreciate that.
Sit down. Take off your hat.
I'd rather leave it on until my hair grows back.
No, I promise. Now, well, what can I do for you?
I'd like to borrow your fancy red convertible to drive to Hooterville. You see, the Bradley girls think I'm a big Hollywood producer.
Oh, they are attractive girls, aren't they?
They sure are. I'm going to marry them.
Both of them?
Yes, ma'am. I proposed to them. They both said yes.
It's against the law to marry two girls.
They don't know that. They're just dumb old country gals.
Oh, hi, Billy Joe. Bobby Joe.
Morning, Mr. Drucker. I put your postmaster cap back on. We have 2 more love letters to mail to our fiancé, Jethro. And these are going to need stamps made of asbestos. Yes, we're telling him our plans for the honeymoon.
Oh, you girls hadn't ought to fool that boy.
Fool him? He told us he was a big Hollywood producer. He promised to make us stars. And proposed to both of us. And we both accepted. So, let's just see how he gets out of this mess.
Well, I just hope you don't scare the whole Clampett family out of coming to Hooterville for Christmas.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Granny wouldn't miss seeing her sweetie.
Oh.
We know you've been writing to her.
Well, nothing like this, not love letters, just newsy stuff. Fact is, I wrote them on butcher paper.
Christopher Marlowe wrote some of his most passionate poetry on butcher paper. come live with me and be my love. Oh, I bet Sam topped that. Come live with me in Hooterville, and we will all...
Oh, now, doggone it, you girls, cut that out. Granny ain't got a serious thought in her head about me.
He proposed. He didn't propose. He proposed. He didn't propose. He proposed. He didn't.
Granny, I just talked to Mr. Drysdale. We's all set to go to Hooterville.
Wait a minute, Jed. He proposed. He didn't propose. What do you know?
I take it you didn't get Sam's letter back.
It's driving me crazy, Jed. I don't know whether he asked me to get married or to go fishing.
Well, why don't you play it safe? Take a wedding dress and a bait bucket.
Dave, what? Suspense is just killing me.
Well, why don't you do a little fishing on the telephone?
What you mean?
Call up Sam, hint around. Maybe you can find out what he wrote.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Now, look, girls, I don't have any more time for nonsense. Here, help yourself to stamps. Postmark those and put them in the out-of-town box.
I'll get it. Drunk ashore. Really? Just a minute. Oh, Sam, it's for you. It's Granny from Beverly Hills. Oh, well, we're going to have to start writing our love letters on butcher paper.
Hello?
Who was that flibberty-gibbity? Oh, Sam, it's for you.
Oh, that was Bobby Joe Bradley. Did you get my letter?
I sure did, Sam. That was a dandy letter. Do you remember what you wrote?
Yeah.
Do you remember the question you asked me?
Yeah?
He popped the question. Well, Sam, it was sure sweet reading it, but it would be even sweeter if I was hearing it from your own lips.
Well, you mean right now? Well, here it is. Will you come to Hooterville for Christmas, all of you?
That was your question?
Well, that was one of them, yeah.
Try me on another one.
Well, I don't remember everything word for word. Where is the letter?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Let me ask you a question, Sam. I'm wondering what to pack. Should I bring something old and something new and something borrowed and something blue?
Oh, for the wedding.
Yeah.
Well, Granny, about that wedding.
Listen, don't you dare tell her that we're putting Jethro on.
Well, listen, Granny, we'll have to talk about that after you get here.
But, Sam!
No, I'm awful sorry. I can't talk now. You hurry on to Hooterville, and we'll be looking for you. Bye.
Sam, listen, Sam. I still don't know for sure. He mentioned a wedding, and then he started crawfishing.
Granny, the sooner we get going, the sooner you'll know.
I'm going to take that Sam Drucker a jar of my pickled muskrat tails.
Muskrat tail? Ain't they got love powers?
You betcha. He sow-bellies me, I muskrats him.
Glad you're back, boy. We's ready to start for Hooterville.
Not me. I ain't going.
Why not?
Because I don't want to spend Christmas in the Hooterville jail. And Mr. Drysdale says that's where I'll be if I show my face up there.
How come?
Because I promised to marry both the Bradley girls. He says they'll get me for alienation of affection, a breach of promise, a bigamy, fraud, and something called a proli-noli dictum.
What's a proli-noli dictum?
I ain't sure, but he said they could send me to the electric chair.
Electric chair?
Yes, sir. And once you stuck your tongue in a light socket, you don't want no part of that rascal.
Oh, I think he was just green.
Leave him here, Jed. I just can't wait no longer.
Well, how are we going to get there if Jethro don't drive us?
Oh, I'll drive you down to the bank, and Miss Jane can drive you the rest of the way.
Fairchild's ready to go stay with Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, you don't have to leave him there now, Ellie. Jethro's staying home.
Oh, no, I ain't. The police might come looking for me here, and they ain't gonna get me for no proli-noli dictum.
Proli-noli dictum? What does that that mean?
Nothing. I made it up. Scare the daylights out of Jethro. He won't go within 1,000 miles of Hooterville.
Chief, that was terrible.
It was brilliant. Sam Drucker is not luring my hillbillies to Sin City, USA.
Sin City?
Hooterville, the cars by the Corn Belt. Oh, I feel wonderful. Where's my whip? I'm going down and flog the tellers. Come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale. I wonder if I could ask you another little favor.
Anything. The answer is yes before you even ask.
Thank you. Miss Jane, would you mind driving us to Hooterville?
I'd love to.
Wait a minute. What about Jethro?
I'm staying with you, Mr. Drysdale. I might need a lawyer.
Here's your friend, Mr. Drysdale. He's just a honing and a pining to spend Christmas with you.
Why, Mr. Drysdale, here's a present for you.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
Oh, it ain't for me. The tellers downstairs asked me to give it to you.
They sure love that man.
Well, let's go. Merry Christmas.
Merry
What you crying for, Mr. Drysdale? You got me, you got Fairchild, and you got this beautiful present. Sounds like a clock.
Yeah. I may let this one...
Somebody done sent us a telegram.
Don't open it, Jed. It's bad news.
How you know?
Telegrams is always bad news. Somebody's passed on.
I think we gotta open it.
Please don't, Jed. There's been a death in the family. I just know it.
Now you're jumping to conclusions.
You mark my words. It won't be long until old Duke will commence howling. And you know what that means.
Any howling around here will be done when Jethro comes down and finds out his breakfast ain't ready.
How can he think about food at a time like this, when there's a death in the family?
Telegram don't have to mean that. Now I'm going to open it.
I ain't gonna listen.
Well, doggies. It's from Llewellyn Aiden in Monroe, Louisiana.
Why, that's that little girl that Jethro used to tote her books back home.
I thought you wasn't going to listen.
Can I help it if I got ears like a hawk?
Well, anyway, Llewellyn says she is coming to California. In fact, she's flying in this morning.
What for?
Well, she says she's finally going to take the big step, and she can't wait to see Jethro.
I wonder what she means by the big step.
Dog if I know. Jed Clampetts speaking. Well, Ellie Mae, how are you, darling?
Oh, just fine and dandy, Paul. I thought maybe you and Granny missed hearing Earl this morning. Say good morning, Earl.
What was that?
Just Earl.
There's a man in the apartment?
Oh, no, ma'am. Earl's my rooster. He ain't no man.
Just my luck.
Here, Granny, you talk to Ellie.
Hello, Ellie, honey. Are you all right?
Say good morning again, Earl.
Oh, Earl the rooster is there. Oh, I see. Oh, everything is fine here. We got a telegram from Llewellyn Aiden from Louisiana. She's coming to see us. But we don't know for sure, but we think it has something to do with Jethro. You know, when they were young'uns back home...
Granny, this is Ellie's first day working at the bank. We don't want to make her late.
I'll talk to you later, honey. Here's your paw.
Good luck on your new secretary job, Ellie Mae, and thank Miss Jane for looking out for you. Bye, darling.
Morning, everybody. Where's Biddle?
I'll come in fixing breakfast right away.
Thank you, Granny.
Jethro, you recollect a little girl back home named Llewellyn Aiden?
Llewellyn Aiden?
Yeah, she moved down to Louisiana about the time we come out here to California.
Llewellyn Aiden.
You used to tote her books to school.
Oh, yeah. I used to call her Cupcake.
Cupcake?
Sweetest thing I ever put my lips to.
Llewellyn was, huh?
No, the cupcake she used to tote to school in her lunchbox. Quick as I was done eating my lunch, she'd give me what was left of hers.
She liked you, huh?
Yeah. I was crazy about her, too. It's the first time I ever really fell in love.
With Llewellyn?
No, with her cupcakes. They was molasses cupcakes with marshmallow icing.
Well, how did you feel about Llewellyn?
I liked her fine. Why?
Well, in her telegram here, she says she is coming to California this morning. She can't wait to see you. And she is finally going to take the big step.
I wonder what she means by that.
That's what your granny and me was trying to figure out. You ever proposed to her?
You mean marriage?
Yeah, did you ever ask her to marry you?
Oh, gosh. I remember. I'd give her a ring.
Engagement ring?
Well, I don't know. We was walking home from school, and I seen this here horseshoe nail lying on the road. So I picked it up with my toes.
Showing off, huh?
Yeah. Well, anyways, I bent it into a ring, and I slipped it on her finger.
Was it by any chance the third finger of her left hand?
Yeah, it was. And then I kissed her.
You did, huh?
Yeah, there was still some icing left on her lips.
Now, Jethro, think hard. Try to recollect everything you said to her on the day you put the ring on her finger.
Okay, well, let me think.
Did you ask her to wait for you?
Yep, that's exactly what I said. I said, Lou Ellen, you wait for me.
You recollect anything else you said?
Well, when we got to her house, I says, sweetheart, I says, someday you and me is going to share everything together.
Jethro, it looks to me like you was facing a wedding.
I am?
Yeah, well, figure it out for yourself. You put a ring on her engagement finger. You kissed her. You asked her to wait for you, and you said someday you and her was going to share everything.
Yeah, well, when I said share everything, I meant everything in her lunchbox, not just the cupcakes.
Maybe that's what you meant, but I don't think that's the way she took it. Boy, you was just a handful of rice away from being a married man.
Jed, I can't marry no little old hillbilly girl like Lou Ellen Aiden.
Why not?
Because I'm a sophisticated playboy, a member of the international jet set. Why, if I was to walk into that palace in Monaco with that little old hayseed, why, Princess Grace and Prince Reindeer would throw me out.
Well, don't go to see Princess Grace and Prince Reindeer.
Well, Jed, ask me to give up polo. Ask me to give up skiing in the Alps. But don't ask me to give up my friends.
Did you all figure out what Llewellyn meant by that telegram?
Yeah, Granny. Appears like she's coming out here to marry Jethro.
She's got to find me first.
Jed, he left without eating.
No question about it, the boy panicked.
Well, let's sit down and eat. If we share Jethro's breakfast, we'll still have enough left over for lunch and supper.
Rusty, please. I'm having enough trouble trying to learn typewriting without you grabbing for the keys.
Well, Ellie, time to head for the bank and your first day as a working girl.
Miss Jane, I'm afraid I'll never learn to type as good as you.
Oh, don't let that concern you. There are other things you can do.
Well, I'll try the best I know how.
Your very presence among us will ensure the rest of us girls decent treatment from old Grump Grump.
Who?
Mr. Drysdale.
Bye, Rusty. Bye, world. See y'all after work.
Ellie, are that cat and that rooster compatible?
Oh, no. They gets along just fine.
Oh, no. Good. Good. Jane Hathaway here. Oh, hello, Mr. Clampett.
Miss Jane, I sure do hate to bother you, but there's a friend of ours arriving at the airport directly, and Jethro ain't around to meet her.
Well, suppose Ellie and I meet her.
That'd be dandy. I'm sure Ellie'd recognize her. They was youngins together.
Llewellyn Aiden, flight number 5 from Monroe, Louisiana, 9:30 a.m. We'll be there.
I sure do appreciate it. I'll call Mr. Drysdale and tell him you'll be late. Bye.
Bye.
Jed, me and old Duke has searched this place from the front gate to the root cellar.
No sign of Jethro?
Not a hide nor hair. And the truck is gone, too. But he left this note.
What does it say?
It says he ain't gonna marry no freckle-faced, barefoot hick. And he ain't coming home until she's gone.
This is going to be a mite awkward to explain to Llewellyn.
You call her up and tell her not to come.
Too late for that now, Granny. Miss Jane and Ellie Mae is on the way to the airport to meet her now.
Jed, Maybe you can't hold a boy to an engagement made when he was in the 2nd grade.
I wouldn't count on it, Granny. Jethro was 14 at the time.
Well, Llewellyn, what do you think of the Clampett home?
I declare, it's as big as the Capitol building in Baton Rouge.
Yes, it's quite imposing.
I thought you was fetching home little Llewellyn. Where is she?
I'm Llewellyn.
No.
Yes'm, Granny. This is her.
Well, welcome to California, Llewellyn.
Thank you, sir.
Land sakes, child. What's happened to your pigtails and your freckles? Hey, look, Jed. She's wearing shoes.
Of course she is, Granny. She's a grown-up girl now.
I can't get over how she's changed.
I kind of like it myself.
Well, come on inside, everybody. I've got some fresh coffee and sassafras tea brewed.
Oh, thanks, Granny, but I think Ellie and I better get to the bank as quickly as possible.
Good luck with your new job, Ellie Mae.
Oh, thank you, Llewellyn. See you later.
I'll tote your things upstairs, Llewellyn.
I really didn't intend to move in on you like this, but Ellie insisted you'd want me to.
And she was right, honey.
She was, for a fact. We're proud to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
Would you like to come out to the kitchen and have a cup of coffee or some tea?
Yes, I'd like that. Is Jethro here?
No. I was afraid you was going to ask that. You better come over and sit down, honey. I got some bad news for you.
Has something happened to Jethro?
Oh, no. He's the same as ever. Of course, in a way. I guess that's bad news right there. Llewellyn, we knows why you come to California.
Oh, good. I didn't explain too much in my telegram.
You didn't have to. We put 2 and 2 together. Llewellyn, we knows that you and Jethro was quite close as young'uns back home.
Yes, ma'am. He used to carry my books to school every day.
And he was quite sweet on you, too, wasn't he?
Yes, ma'am. He carved a heart in the tree in front of my house. And inside the heart he carved, Jethro loves C.C.
C.C.?
Cupcake. That was his pet name for me.
What are you girls talking about?
I'm trying to tell Llewellyn the bad news about Jethro.
Well, I think the easiest way is just to come right out and say it.
Suppose you do it.
All right. Llewellyn,
Yes, Mr. Clampett?
I see you're still wearing that horseshoe nail ring Jethro gave you.
Yes. He's the only boy I've ever let put a ring on my finger.
Llewellyn,
Yes, Mr. Clampett?
did you have a nice trip out here from Louisiana?
Just wonderful.
Did you hear that, Granny? She had a wonderful trip out from Louisiana.
Get to the point, Jed.
Llewellyn,
Yes, Mr. Clampett?
I bet you're hungry, ain't you?
A little.
Do you hear that, Granny? This poor girl is starving.
Jed, sit down and do your duty as the next of kin to Jethro.
Llewellyn,
Yes, Mr. Clampett?
you sure did turn out pretty.
Thank you, sir.
Jed.
All right, Granny, all right. I'm coming to it. Llewellyn,
Yes, Mr. Clampett?
you recollect the day Jethro put that ring on your finger?
Yes, I do.
You recollect him kissing you?
I do.
You recollect him asking you to wait for him?
I do.
You recollect him saying that one day you would share everything?
I do.
I don't know. I wish you'd stop saying I do. You're making me awful nervous.
Me too.
What are you nervous about?
Llewellyn,
Yes, Mr. Clampett?
how's your family?
I can't stand any more of this. Now are you going to tell her that Jethro has jilted her, or am I?
Granny, I think you just did. But I'll share the burden. Llewellyn, Jethro don't want to marry you.
I'm glad to hear that, because I certainly don't want to marry him.
You don't want to marry Jethro?
No, indeed. He's a nice boy, but the girl who marries him will spend the rest of her life in the kitchen.
Well, speaking of kitchen, why don't we all go out there and get us something to eat?
In that telegram that you sent us saying that you was coming to California to take the big step. If it ain't marriage, what is it?
Show business. I hope to be an actress.
Did you hear that, Jed? She don't want Jethro. She wants to act. Ain't that wonderful?
It is for a fact. And Llewellyn,
Yes, Mr. Clampetts?
if you're as smart about acting as you are about men, you got it made.
Oh, good morning, Chief. I'm sorry I'm a little late.
A little late? You are 1 hour and 30 minutes late.
Well, didn't Mr. Clampett call you?
So what? Do you think a phone call from Jed Clampett is going to change the rules of this bank? Do you think the mention of his name is going to get you off the hook? Well, if that's the way you think, young lady, you are absolutely right. I adore every member of that Clampett family. They're the most wonderful people in the world. Ellie, I didn't see you. Oh, you look so beautiful. What brings you here?
Well, I work here now, Mr. Drysdale. This here's my first day.
Oh, so it is, so it is. I forgot. Well, welcome aboard. How are things going?
Oh, just fine.
Oh, wonderful. Now you can take the rest of the day off.
Well, I just got here.
Have you had breakfast?
Oh, no, sir, we didn't have time.
Well, come with me and I'll buy you the best breakfast you have ever had.
Oh, thank you. Come on, Miss Jane.
No, Ellie, dear. Miss Hathaway must stay and catch up on her work.
Well, I'll stay and help her.
Oh, aren't you hungry?
Oh, yes, sir, I sure am. So is Miss Jane.
Who are you calling?
My pa. He won't let us go hungry. He'll fetch us something to eat. Howdy, Pa. This here's Ellie.
Hello, Mr. Clampett. This is your friendly banker. Oh, I'm so delighted to have your beautiful daughter as an employee. I'm going to celebrate my good luck by taking her and Miss Hathaway to breakfast. Goodbye. Ah, come, lovely ladies. This is on me. Bon appetit.
Oh, Ellie Mae. I can't tell you what a joy it is to have you working here.
Anyone for some more coffee or sassafras tea?
Not for me, Granny.
Me neither.
I'll help with the dishes.
You'll do no such thing. You're here to get into the show business. And movie stars don't wash dishes.
I'm a long way from being a movie star, Granny.
Seems to me you're on the way, Llewellyn. You won a beauty contest at that big television station.
Yeah. Station
KNOE-TV in Monroe, Louisiana.
Yeah.
That ought to get you in pictures right there.
I'm afraid it takes more than that to open the doors to a movie studio.
Jed, I'll bet you Mr. Drysdale could help her.
He could for a fact. He's a banker, Llewellyn. He does what you call finances a lot of pictures.
Oh, I'd love to meet him.
Well, no sooner said than done. I'll take you right down there and introduce you.
Oh, wonderful. Just let me change my dress and put on a new face.
You can change your dress, honey. But if I was you, I'd keep that face.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Hello, Jed Clampett speaking. Oh, hello, Jethro. Yeah, Llewellyn's right here.
Can I speak to him?
Hold on, Llewellyn wants to talk to you.
Hi, Jethro. Hello? Hello? He hung up.
Well, he probably thinks you're still out here to marry him.
Now you two skedaddle on down to the bank. And you bring Ellie Mae and Miss Jane and Mr. Drysdale home for supper.
We'll do it, Granny.
Good.
Well, lovely ladies, did you enjoy your breakfast?
Sure did, Mr. Drysdale.
It was a delightful repast.
Oh, Ellie Mae, you sit right over here at Miss Hathaway's desk. That's it.
Well, I'm afraid I ain't learned to type yet, Mr. Drysdale.
Who cares? Typing is not important. Why, your radiant beauty will enchant all who enter this office. Oh, and when that telephone rings, the caller will be charmed by the richness of your sweet father. Voice. Miss Hathaway, we have some business to discuss.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale.
Yes.
Thanks again for the wonderful breakfast.
Oh, think nothing of it. It was my pleasure. Who do you think you are, Arnold the Pig? How can you eat so much and stay so skinny?
But, Chief, all I had were 2 poached eggs.
You didn't poach them. I had to pay for them.
Oh, Chief, really?
And did you have to order ham? Don't you realize you violated a religious law by eating ham?
I am not of that faith.
Join it. That stuff's expensive. Hold it, Hathaway. I'm not through with you.
What now?
Now you take that dumb hillbilly blonde to the secretarial pool and teach her how to type.
But you said that wasn't important.
That's what I said to her. To you, I'm saying if she doesn't type by tonight, her salary's coming out of your salary. And one other thing. If this maple syrup stain doesn't come out of this suit, you're going to have to pay the cleaning bill.
Well, that wasn't my fault. You flew into a rage when the waitress gave you the check.
You could have grabbed it.
Well, I wish I had. It would have prevented an ugly scene.
Out, out!
Miss Jane? Ellie Mae? They must be out on what you call a coffee break. We go in and talk to Mr. Drysdale.
Mr. Clampett, do you really think he can get me a job in movies?
A girl as sweet and pretty as you, it's a lead pipe cinch. Come on. Mr. Drysdale? He appears to be out, too. You sit down here and make yourself comfortable. I'll go see can I find him.
What are you doing here?
Oh, you scared me.
Big deal. Who are you?
I'm Llewellyn Aiden from down in Monroe, Louisiana. Are you Mr. Drysdale?
So what if I am?
I was told you could help me get a job.
Can you type?
No, sir.
Can you take dictation?
No, sir.
Know anything about bookkeeping or accounting?
No, sir.
Can you program a computer?
No, sir.
Can you foreclose a mortgage?
No, sir.
Can you get a maple syrup stain out of my jacket?
No, sir.
You're just what I need. Another dumb hillbilly blonde out of brain in your head. Now, why don't you go back to Louisiana, throw yourself in a bayou, and feed yourself to the alligators? Go ahead, cry. Pull your head off. See what it gets you.
Well, darling, what happened? How come you to be crying like this? Didn't you tell Mr. Drysdale you come out here to be an actress?
She didn't have to tell me, Mr. Clampett. At the moment I saw her, I knew she was a born actress. So immediately, I started to test her. I did the famous shouting scene from The Bride of Frankenstein. And she passed the test with flying colors. Oh, look at those tears. Garbo couldn't shed them any better. This girl is a natural, one of the most gifted actresses of our time. I predict stardom for this lovely, talented young lady.
Well, doggy, did you hear that, Llewellyn? I told you Mr. Drysdale could help you.
Help her? I will dedicate myself to her career. Llewellyn, my dear, who would you like to do your screen test with? Paul Newman? Steve McQueen?
Whoever you think is best, Mr. Drysdale. What studio do you figure she ought to work for?
Let them compete for her services. Let them bid against one another. An actress like Llewellyn Aiden comes along once in a lifetime.
We leave everything to you, Mr. Drysdale. Now I think I'd best get this little girl home. She's plumb wore out from all the acting she's been doing.
This day will go down in motion picture history. For today, a star is born. The Academy Award is but one performance away.
We're obliged to you, Mr. Drysdale, and Llewellyn will thank you proper quick as she pulls herself together.
I know what you're capable of, Llewellyn. And mark my words, one of these nights, you'll be taking that famous fellow Oscar home with you.
Mr. Drysdale, I've known Llewellyn all her life, and she ain't that kind of girl. Well, Llewellyn, looks like you're on your way.
I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Clampett.
Shucks, if Mr. Drysdale done it. That Clampett speaking? Jethro? Yeah, she's still here.
Let me tell him the news.
Hold on, Llewellyn's got something to tell you.
Jethro, I'm ready to take that big step. Hello? Hello? He hung up again.
Well, you're back. How did it go?
Granny, it looks like we got ourselves a little movie star here.
Ain't that wonderful?
Well, I haven't made my screen test yet.
Mr. Drysdale says he can get her a big star like Steve McQueen.
Oh, I hope he does. He's my favorite.
promised her a screen test?
Right, we'll film it right here in the office tomorrow morning.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh, no. You'll be here wearing wardrobe and full makeup at 9 o'clock.
Me? In wardrobe and makeup?
Right. And you better look like Steve McQueen.
That thing, Beverly Hills, puniest greens I ever did see.
What you mumbling about, Granny?
A body can't find no greens in these Beverly Hills. I've been out all morning, and all I got was a scraggly handful of rhubarb leaves. That hole might have had 2 bushels. Collard, mustard.
Well, let's simmer down, Granny. Maybe Jethro and me will bring you back some greens from the country today.
Ooh, you going shooting?
Yep, Mr. Drysdale asked Jethro and me to go out with him and another fella.
Hey, what are you going to shoot? Some more of them skeet?
Oh, no. Today we're going to be shooting game.
Oh, praise be. We can use some fresh meat. Try and get a possum or a squirrel.
Well, according to Mr. Drysdale, we're going to be shooting some game called golf.
In tarnation is a golf.
Well, I don't rightly know, Granny, but they must be thicker than crows in a corn patch around here, because Mr. Drysdale says everybody in Beverly Hills shoots them.
I ain't never seen no strange critters running around. They must live in holes in the ground like a gopher.
Yeah, I reckon maybe you're right. Just the other day, I heard him say he shot 9 holes of golf and got 57.
There must be a mess of them to a hole.
Paul, look at all the stuff Mr. Drysdale sent over for you.
What's that, Melanie?
Well, these here's what you call golf bags.
Doggy. Sure is a heap fancier than a gunny sack for toting game.
You know something, Jed? Them golfs must be about gopher size. If Mr. Drysdale can get 57 of them in one of these.
Golfs ain't nothing like gophers, Granny. Them things can fly.
Fly?
Golfs? Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. Mr. Drysdale said the fellow we're shooting with today, what's his name again, Ellie?
Mr. Durocher. Mr. Leo Durocher.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he got 4 birdies yesterday.
Golfs must be mighty funny-looking critters. Fly like a bird and live in the ground like a gopher.
Well, Mr. Durocher knows how to get them rascals. He shot 32.
He just ain't in it with Mr. Drysdale. He shot 57.
Well, the only thing I know is that them rascals is sure hard to kill. After you shoot them, you gotta club them.
What you say?
That, Granny. The big boxes are just full of golf clubs.
Look at this, Uncle Jed.
That's a wicked-looking knob on this club. You could brain a bear with that.
You think that one's wicked? Look at this one. That knob is solid iron.
Oh, here's something else Mr. Drysdale sent over to us. He said we're supposed to wear these things when we shoots golfs.
All right, doggies, Jethro, them golfs must be the toughest little critters there is. First you shoot them, then you club them, then you stomp them with spikes.
That ain't all. Miss Jane says to me, she says, when your Pa and Jethro go out to shoot, tell them to watch out for the traps.
Traps, too? Ooh, I can't wait to tangle with one of them golfs. For pure scrappiness, they must make a mountain lion look like a pussycat.
That's the truth, Uncle Jed. Well, they come right at you. You gotta dodge them and duck them. We got the fella to show us how.
Who's that?
Mr. Durocher. Miss Jane says he's a famous dodger.
Yes, sir. He's so good, he coaches all the other dodgers.
Well, doggy, I can't wait to meet Mr. Durocher.
Come on, let's go. Have a little life.
Now, I want to talk to you, kid. Let me ask you something. Why don't you sign with the Dodgers, the happy team, where winning friends is a lot more important than winning ball games?
Yeah, you sure won a lot of friends in San Francisco last season.
Got a great sense of humor, you have. Also a great pitching arm. But what do you say? You ready to sign with us?
Sure.
Great.
As soon as you top the $50,000 bonus offer the Giants made me.
50? Are you still considering the Giants?
Why not?
Why not? You can't pitch in Candlestick Park. That wind will blow you right off the mound.
Don't worry, that $50,000 will hold me down.
You like money, huh?
Love it.
You like golf?
Not as much as money.
Sign with us, and you can have both. You know who I'm playing golf with today?
Who?
Bank president and a millionaire.
So what does that do for me?
What does it do for you? The millionaire, if you sign with us and the millionaire's a Dodger fan, he may set you up in business.
What's his name?
There are so many Dodger fans that are millionaires, I can't keep track of all of them.
I just as soon talk on the golf courses here.
Attaboy.
Sure wish Mr. Drysdale would hurry and pick us up. These clubs is getting awful heavy.
You know something, Jethro? We can tote them clubs in these bags.
They just said them bags was for toting golfs.
Until we get the golf so we can tote the clubs in them.
Golly, Uncle Jed, that's a good idea.
Come on. Funny nobody ever thought of that before.
Paul, Miss Jane just called from the bank. She said Mr. Drysdale couldn't shoot golfs with you today. He's got a big business meeting.
Oh, shucks, I was counting on it.
Me too. Well, I tell you what, Jethro, let's load up the truck and we go over there and we shoot some with Mr. DeRocher.
Okay, Uncle Jed.
Now, you tell Granny that I don't know when we get back, but we'll bring her some fresh cut greens.
Okay, Paul.
Howdy there. Is this the place where they shoot the golf?
You fellas gardeners?
Oh, Uncle Jed is. He's the best there is.
Well, Jethro's right-handed, too.
You here to take care of the greens?
As a matter of fact, we did promise to cut some greens, yeah.
Park it around in the back and ask for the greenskeeper.
Thank you very kindly.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jethro, I think you're right about them golfs being birds.
I was?
Yeah, when I come out here, I seen some people take 2 little white eggs out of that hole over yonder.
Well, I hope we get us some.
I think I got this golf shooting figured out, too. I've been watching, and this whole pasture's full of people knocking them little eggs along the ground.
Oh, yeah?
Now, the way I got it figured, when the golf comes out of his hole to get his eggs back, you shoot him.
I think you have got it figured out, Uncle Jay.
Hey, this young fella got himself a whopper, ain't he?
Hey, where'd you get that, little fella?
Mr. DeRocher gave it to me, and he signed it, too.
Is Mr. DeRocher here?
Right over there on that bench. If you ask him, he might give you one, too.
Well, thanks, Sonny. Come on, Jethro.
Great game you arranged, Leo. The bank president canceled, the millionaire didn't show up, and we can't get a caddy.
I talked to the starter. He's going to give us the first 2 that come in.
Look, I got to catch a plane to San Francisco tonight, Leo.
Look, kid, I told you. Forget about San Francisco. The Dodgers are the greatest...
Mr. DeRocher here?
Right here.
Well, Mr. Drysdale can't come, but me and Jethro would like to go along with you, if that's all right.
Well, it's great. See, I told you we'd get caddies. Now, whose bags are those?
Oh, Mr. Drysdale sent them over.
Look, put them right over there in the rack. Take ours.
Oh, thank you very kindly. That's mighty neighborly of you.
Well, I've seen some seedy-looking caddies in my day. They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel at this club.
Well, let's give them a break. You know, Walshy, I think these fellas could use a few bucks.
All right, I'm game.
Reckon we ought to take our guns, Uncle Jade?
They seem to want us to use their stuff. Reckon we ought to oblige them.
Pump it, mister.
Look, fellas, no talking while he's swinging. Holy cow, what a drive.
I just look.
Uncle Jed, you reckon it's all right to talk now?
I reckon so. That other fella ain't swinging.
Pump it, Mr. DeRocher.
You'd make a great umpire.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, I'd appreciate it very much if you'd be quiet while I'm swinging also.
Oh, yes, sir.
Beautiful shot, Leo.
Just luck.
Let's take a cart and lose those guys.
Okay, I'm with you.
Master, they're gaining on us.
Boy, if I sink this, I'll birdie the first hole.
A 40-footer? No chance.
No chance. You just watch me, kid. I got the magic touch.
I'd doggies, we thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, so did we.
You fixing to whomp it again?
Yeah, I'm fixing to whomp it again. Say, you fellas ever caddy before?
No, I don't reckon so.
Have you ever been on a golf course before?
No, sir, but we sure is anxious to learn about it.
You want to learn? Come on with me then, fella. Come on.
Say, mister, could you tell me where I might find some greens?
Well, what do you think you're standing on?
Right here?
Yeah.
My doggy, somebody done cut them so close to the ground, there ain't nothing left.
Some greens to eat?
Yeah, I promised Granny I'd bring her home something to cook tonight.
Say, old timer up. How long's it been since you had a decent meal?
I'd say about a week. That's when we had the last of the salted down possum belly.
Have you got the idea? Just stand there quietly and hold the pin, right?
Oh, yes, sir. Saved it for you, Mr. DeRocher.
What do you mean you saved it for me?
If I hadn't have stopped it, it'd have fell right in that little hole there.
Oh, give me that ball.
Come on, take it easy, Leo. Look, these poor guys haven't eaten in a week.
Mr. DeRocher, your golf egg is stuck in the top of that tree yonder.
Well, why don't you two fellas just climb up there and get it out of there?
Ain't no call to do that. Jethro can knock it out for you if we can find something for him to throw.
You mean you can knock that little ball out the top of that tree?
Well, easy if I could find a rock or something.
Never mind a rock. Here, use this.
Hey, Uncle Jed, it's another one of them big eggs.
Hey, did you hit that golf ball up in that tree?
Hit it? I can't even see it.
I'll knock it down for you, Mr. DeRocher.
Okay. Where'd you learn to throw like that?
Hunting squirrels.
Jethro can knock a squirrel out of a tree clean across his pasture.
Can you throw like that in the level?
What you mean?
Well, could you hit the trunk of that little tree over there?
Whoa. You mean the one with the knot hole in it?
Knot? Oh, yeah, that's the one.
I reckon so.
If he can hit that trunk from this distance, he's got the greatest arm since Satchel Paige.
I'll fling it for you, Mr. DeRocher. Okay. I'll put it right in the knot hole.
How long can you throw like that?
Well, after about 8 or 10 hours, my arm kind of stiffens up, so I have to start throwing with my left. I can throw harder with my right, but my left don't get tired so quick.
Hey, Leo! Why do you run and keep right on going to San Francisco?
Here you are, Granny. Oh, that's a good girl. Yeah.
Granny, how we be? Wait till you hear the news.
Get my greens?
No, but...
Get some golf?
No, but...
I got some of their eggs, Granny. Look at here.
Kind of hard.
Shells, yes, but maybe they soft inside.
Too hard to crack. I'll have to boil them.
Now, Granny, you come on over here and listen to the news. You too, Ellie Mae.
Well, what is it, Paul?
This boy here is going to be a baseball thrower.
What's a baseball thrower?
That's a feller that throws a baseball.
What's a baseball?
This here is a baseball. They play a game with these things.
Well, how do you play it, Paul?
Well, far as I can figure, you get one of them golf eggs stuck in the top of a tree, and then you knock it out with this here baseball.
Yeah, and then if you knock it down, you get to throw the baseball through a knot hole.
That sounds like fun. Can I play, too?
Well, now, Ellie, I don't know.
Well, I can throw just as good as Jethro.
Yeah, you can.
She can't either.
Can too!
Now, listen. Now, wait a minute. Let's let Mr. DeRocher decide. He's coming over here in a few minutes with something called a contract for Jethro.
Well, I want one of them contracts, too.
Oh, wait. Let's just sit here and wait for Mr. DeRocher.
I thought you said this Jethro was a poor boy.
They must be the caretakers here. They're so poor, I know they haven't eaten in a week.
And he still threw the ball that good.
And fast. If we feed this boy, we're going to have a gorilla to catch him.
They work for bananas. And I think O'Malley would love it.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, Mr. DeRocher.
Mr. Clampett, I want you to meet our general manager, Mr. Bavasi.
Well, howdy. Come in.
In baseball, a pitcher is a fella that throws that there ball.
Well, what do you throw it at, Jethro?
You throw it at a plate.
Bust the plate?
No, Ellie. This kind of plate is made out of wood or something, and it sets in the ground.
Well, you wouldn't get me to eat off of it.
You don't eat off of it, Granny. A feller stands beside it holding a bat.
Bat? Sounds like a game you play in a cave. How do you hold the bat? There's only one way, Ellie. You have to catch that varmint by the end of his wings and spread eagle him so he can't bite you.
No, Granny.
Have you ever been bat bit?
Ma'am, but...
Now, don't tell me about bat biting, boy. I was bat bit before you was born.
These bats don't bite, Granny. They's made out of wood.
Wood bats?
Yes, ma'am. And you don't play baseball in a cave, neither. You play it on a diamond.
A diamond?
Yes, ma'am.
Who told you all this, boy?
Mr. DeRocher.
And you swallowed it.
Well, Granny, he's a coach.
He might be a coach, but if you ask me, he's got a few horses missing.
Going out to see me in town, everybody. Mr. DeRocher's there. He's got a fella with him named Bavasi.
Who's he, Paul?
Well, he's the general manager of them Dodgers. Mr. DeRocher calls him Buzzy.
Well, if you ask me, Mr. DeRocher is the one that's buzzy.
Are you coming, Granny?
No. I'm going to stay here and do something sensible. I'm going to boil these golf eggs.
To say this entire estate belongs to you?
Sure does.
It's bigger than Dodger Stadium.
Jethro, show Mr. Bavasi how you can throw a baseball.
Oh, just a minute, Leo. These people are pretty prosperous. Let's find out how much money he's going to want.
Money? Shucks no, Mr. Bavasi. I don't want no money. I just throw for the fun of it.
Oh, Mally will love you.
Look, Jethro, get back over there about 60 feet. And all right, this side of that wall there, and throw the ball.
Well, there ain't no knotholes around here.
Just pretend that this is a knothole right here. And throw it right in this pocket.
Okay, Mr. DeRocher.
You're going to hurt your hand, Mr. DeRocher?
Not with this mitt on. Watch this, Buzzy. Okay, Jethro. Right in the old knothole. Let's show him the kind of stuff you got.
Looks like he carries his own rosin bag.
Ready, Mr. DeRocher?
Mr. DeRocher.
Mr. Rocher,
You all right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Bavasi. I held back, but I reckon not enough.
Jethro, coaches we got. Pitches we need. What's all that grease on your hand?
Oh, that there's possum fat. I can't throw straight at all unless I put that on my hands first.
You're kidding.
No, sir. I've been throwing rocks like that since I was this high. Now I can't throw nothing that ain't smeared with possum fat.
Did I hear that right?
You sure did. He can't throw anything that isn't smeared with possum fat.
Look, Buzzy, maybe we can get the commissioner to legalize the possum ball. So long.
Well, where are you going, Mr. DeRocher?
To drown myself.
Oh, Larry will love you.
I never seen a feller so fond of water as that Mr. DeRocher.
Yes, sir, Mr. O'Malley. I'll catch the 5:30 plane to San Francisco. No, don't worry. I won't let that Weston kid sign with the Giants. Bring him back or what? Off the Golden Gate Bridge? But I just got out of the water. Yes, sir. Goodbye.
Gee.
Here you are, Mr. DeRocher.
Well,
This soup will warm you up.
Here, have a piece of Granny's cornbread and put hair on your chest.
Yeah. Will it put anything up here?
Hey. It's kind of sparse, ain't it?
Sparse? I've seen more hair grow on a hog's liver.
Hey, this is pretty good. Chicken, isn't it?
You didn't miss it much. Chicken hog. Would you like a golf egg?
A what?
A boiled golf egg. Boiling them made them kind of rubbery. And that yolk is black as coal. Maybe put a lot of salt on it. That'll fix them up.
Oh, thanks. I'm not hungry. You suppose my clothes are dry yet?
Well, they ought to be. Jethro and Ellie Mae is running around the block trailing them in the breeze.
Here you are, Mr. DeRocher.
Bone dry.
Well, thanks a million. Say, Jethro, are you sure that you can't throw without possum fat?
Oh, yes, sir, I'm positive.
I can throw as good as Jethro without possum fat.
She sure can.
Ellie Mae can outthrow anybody.
Oh, yes, sir, she's got plenty of stuff.
Yeah. We could never hide it under a Dodger uniform.
You come on outside and I'll show you.
Well, I got an hour before my play. Don't mind if I do play a little catch. All right, Ellie, aim for the glove.
Here we go again. That man spends more time in the water than a bullfrog.
Jethro, have you seen Shorty?
No, ma'am.
Not this morning.
He skipped out, the little rascal.
Now, Granny, we don't know that for a fact. This is a big place. Let's all fan out and look for him. Jethro, you take the upstairs and the attic.
Yes, sir.
Ellie Mae, you take the downstairs and the cellar.
Yes, sir.
Granny, you take everything out back of the cement pond.
I'm on it, Jed.
I'll take the front. Alverna, you just wait here for us to flush him out.
I'll be in my room at the sewing machine. I'm making something for Shorty. A straitjacket.
Oh, Shad, will you help me find Shorty? The little son of a gun has skipped out on Alverna.
Well, wherever he skipped to, it's on foot.
How do you know?
Come here, I'll show you.
When you do that, Chad?
Last night, when you said it takes 3 days to get married out here.
Wise move. That Shorty ain't exactly a fella you can trust for that long.
When it comes to finding women, that little fella puts a bird dog to shame.
I should have known he had a weakness in that direction when we checked into the Silver Dollar City Hotel last fall.
What happened?
Well, the hotel was full up, but Shorty was real extra special accommodating.
Kid, I got an idea. There's a show business act got them 2 front rooms. This year was the fair. 3 acrobats or jugglers or some such out of Kansas City. Likely a wild bunch. I'll just put them up over at my house and give you them rooms.
Well, we don't want to turn nobody out.
Oh, I'd rather not have them fast, loose show people here in the hotel nohow. At my house, I can keep an eye on them.
Well, that's mighty nice of you.
Hey, ladies. I'll have to ask you to pack up. You're moving over to my place. How'd you like to be gathering eggs and find them in the nest?
We got our work cut out for us keeping track of Shorty till after the wedding.
Well, like I said, wherever he's hiding, he got there on foot.
Hey, Shad, why don't we put that old hound dog to work? He ain't done much tracking in quite a while, but I reckon his nose is still good. Duke, old partner? I hate to get you out of retirement at your age, but we gotta find a critter that belongs to these gloves. Duke, keep your mind on the business.
He not only picked up Shorty's trail, he's picking up his habits.
Come on, boy. I think we're closing in.
Mr. Clampett, Mayor Heller.
Morning, Miss Jane.
Howdy, man.
I've been trying to call you. Shorty Kellums has locked himself in the secretarial pool with 12 girls.
Duke, old timer, you done good. Tracked that little rooster right to his favorite chicken house.
Let's go get him.
We might be able to get his attention from down here. Those are the windows of the secretarial pool just over the main entrance.
Shorty! Shorty Kellums! Who's that?
It's me.
Shed. How'd you find me? We tracked you with old Duke. You and your bloodhound. Why can't you be like other folks in Beverly Hills and have a French poodle?
Never mind that. You come out of there.
Listen, Jed, I can't marry Alverna for 3 days, ain't that right?
That's right.
That gives me 3 days of grace, don't it?
True.
Well, say hello to Grace.
Mr. Kellums, please unlock that door. Those girls have work to do.
How about I split them with you, 6 apiece?
Never mind that. You come out of there.
I'll be down a little while, Jed.
How soon?
What time is it now?
10:30.
I'll be down at 11. 12 at the latest. That's 12 tomorrow.
Shorty, if you ain't out of there in 5 minutes, Shad's coming up and taking the door off.
Doggone you, Shad Heller. You had to be a blacksmith.
Oh, come in, Shorty, darling. I got a soothing ice bag for your poor throbbing head.
I ain't got a headache.
You will have.
Wait a minute, Alverna. You ain't heard what Shorty's been doing.
You ain't gonna tell her, are you?
Tell me what?
Well, there are certain things a fella has to take care of before he gets married.
That's what I was doing.
I'll vouch for that.
Such as?
Well, it's a good idea to have a doctor check you over, draw up a will.
You drew up a will, Shorty?
He had a dozen secretaries going.
I'll vouch for that.
Did you leave everything to me, dear?
Took care of a few things myself. Oh, you mean world of goods and such. Yeah, I dowed you with everything, Elvern.
What did the doctor say?
Doctor?
Oh, Shorty's in fine shape, Alverna. Fact is, he's got strength enough for 12.
I'll vouch for that.
Oh, Shorty, darling, I'm sorry I mistrusted you. Here I was going to hit you with a rolling pin. But instead, I'm going to give you a kiss.
Chad, hit me with that rolling pin. I want to see whether I got the best or the worst of that.
Oh, I have lunch all ready for my darling little fiancé. I hope he hasn't strayed away again.
Oh, no, Alverna. He's waiting to have lunch with you. Wild horses can drag him away.
How sweet. I'll go get him.
No, I'll bring him in. All right, Shorty. Alverna's ready to have lunch with you.
Gone you, Shad Heller. You had to be a blacksmith.
He's gone! Shorty's disappeared!
Again?
I just took him into the kitchen to have lunch with you.
And he took one bite, asked for a glass of cold milk, and when I turned back from the refrigerator, he was gone.
Since he didn't come this way, he must have gone that way.
Oh, Granny, have you seen Shorty?
No, not since he come home to eat.
I prepared his lunch. He sat down, took one bite, and disappeared.
That's simple. He's out looking for a decent meal.
No, listen, Granny.
He's probably upstairs changing so he won't get food on his good clothes.
Yeah, Jed and me'll fetch him.
Hey, where do you reckon Shorty's head for in such a hurry?
You seen him?
Yes, sir, going through the parlor, lickety split heading for the front door.
And we got him. Jethro, stand and watch out front. Come on, Chad.
Granny, I'll have you know that my cooking is not only delicious, but much healthier than that greasy stuff you prepare.
I'll put my cooking up against yours any day.
Well, all I know is since I stopped eating your food and started preparing my own, I've lost 10 pounds.
Really? I think I found them.
Not only is Shorty gone, but so's Jethro.
Duke, on your feet, boy. We're going to give that nose of yours another workout.
You were right, Jed. He's up there waiting in the secretarial pool again.
Shorty? Shorty Killens? What do you want? What do you think we want?
We want you to come home and behave yourself.
One other thing. How do you get past Jethro?
He didn't.
Jethro, you supposed to keep eye on Shorty.
I am. He ain't been out of my sight.
Jethro wanted to stop me at the front door, but I said if he'd show me mercy, I'd show him faith.
Yeah. Say a lot of faith.
Oh, Mr. Clampett. Mr. Heller, thank goodness you're here.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Will you please get those 2 clowns out of my secretarial pool? They're disrupting the whole bank.
We'll get him out.
I don't understand how they got in. I posted my best guard outside the door of the secretarial pool.
Hey, fellas, how'd you get past the guard?
They didn't. I stayed right with them.
Jenkins, did they bribe you?
No, sir, Mr. Drysdale. I was having a cup of coffee, and they invited me in for Sugar. Say hello to Sugar.
You're fired, both of them. Wait a minute, Mr. Drysdale. Don't fire him. We'll be right out. Okay, but make it snappy.
I thought you two was gonna keep an eye on Shorty.
Don't worry, Granny. He ain't gonna stray far this time.
Yeah, Shad's seen to that.
Sounds like Ellie's goat is heading this way.
No, it's Alverna's goat.
Well, I'll be switched. You belled him.
That's right.
Doggone you, Shad Heller. You had to be a blacksmith.
Might as well make up your mind to it, Shorty. You ain't going no place till after the wedding.
You mean I gotta wear this bell till I get married?
That's the idea.
Well, I hope they take it off after the ceremony. Otherwise, it's likely to be a noisy honeymoon.
I'll tell Alverna you're here.
She knows where I'm at. Everybody knows where I'm at. And I'll be clanging in directly. Yeah, Chad? Remember when the three of us was boys together back in the hills?
Yep.
Remember what good friends we was? Bosom buddies together.
Yep.
Remember how we cut our thumbs and let our blood mix, and that made us blood brothers?
Yep.
And remember we swore an oath always to help one another when one of us needed help?
Yep.
Well, listen, fellas.
Nope.
Some brothers you are. I want my blood back.
Jed, it's gonna be right hard to keep that little rooster penned up for 3 days.
Nobody knows that better than me. But I'm counting big on that idea Miss Jane had.
Oh, yeah, where she fixes up the photograph of Alverna.
Yeah, knowing Shorty, that might just stir up the fires of romance.
Chief, shall I take this photograph up to Mr. Clampett now?
Oh, yeah, let's see it. This is Alverna Bradshaw?
Well, only the head. The body belongs to a beauty contest winner. This should reawaken Shorty's interest in Alverna, don't you think?
I certainly hope so. Anything to keep him out of that secretarial pool.
Well, here it is, Mr. Clampett.
Don't stumble over my anvil.
Well, thank you, Miss Jane.
Oh, you've been doing some smithing?
I tell you, Miss Hathaway, I've done more blacksmithing here than I did back home.
Oh, I didn't think Beverly Hills had that many horses.
Just one little mule, Shorty. So far, I've chained him, shackled him, and belted him. And if he don't slow down, I'm going to shoe him and tie him to a hitching post.
I think this picture's going to slow him down, Shad.
I think you're right.
But will Shorty believe that Alverna has the figure of a beauty contest winner?
He already thinks she's a beauty contest winner.
What?
Yeah, we had him believing that Alverna was the spitting image of Ellie Mae.
Jed, did you say Ellie Mae and Alverna was built alikes?
It could be twin sisters. Of course, Ellie's too young. But Alverna's that thing to ripen to perfection.
Quick as we finish this tournament, I think I'll call her again.
Here you are, Mr. Kellums.
Thank you, Alverna. Hi, Ellie Mae. Jed, I think I better make that call right now.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. You certainly displayed a remarkable aptitude for psychological autosuggestion.
What did she say we did?
I think she said we greened old Shorty real good, and I hope we can do it again.
I planted a picture, Jed.
Good. Miss Jane's out front waiting for our signal.
Here comes Shorty.
Telling him was a beautiful idea.
What you doing, Chad?
Looking for a picture I brought from back home.
What picture's that?
It's Alverna Bradshaw in a bathing suit.
Don't find it, I just ate.
I sure hope you remembered to bring it, Shad. That magazine is awful anxious to use it.
What magazine's that? Beef Growers Gazette?
Shorty, have you forgotten that Alverna won the Silver Dollar City Beauty Contest?
Ah, come on, Shad. If she is the only one in it, she'd come in second.
Have you ever seen Alverna in a bikini?
If I had, do you think I'd ask her to come out here and marry me?
Oh, good day, Mr. Clampett. Did Mary Helen locate the picture of Alverna Bradshaw?
Not yet. Here it is, Miss Hathaway.
Oh, good. Bathing Beauty magazine is waiting for it.
Bathing Beauty magazine?
Yes, they publish pictures of beauty queens from all over the world. Well, thank you so much, Mary Helen.
Did I have a look at that picture?
I don't think that would be wise, Mr. Kellums.
Why not?
Well, it's 3 days until your wedding, and this picture's bound to be rather, well, provocative.
Come on, please.
Well, since you are going to marry her.
Shorty, take it easy with that cowbell.
Yeah, if we was out in the country, we'd have every bull in the neighborhood charging us.
Is that really Alverna? It can't be Alverna. It's Alverna! Ah, diggity dog. Look at that figure. I never knowed Alverna's built like that.
Doggy, that woman has got more curves than a goat pad.
I don't know why you fellas are so surprised. Alverna's always had a great shape. She just dresses to hide it.
She sure does.
And keep the magazine waiting. Well, thank you so much, Mary Helen.
Jed, are you sure you have to wait 3 days to get married out here?
That's the law.
Ellie Mae, are you sure Shorty enjoyed the meal I prepared for him?
Oh, yes, ma'am. The way he was shoveling in victuals, well, his little old bell was just clanging away to beat the bank.
Oh, I am a good cook. My food is very dietetic. Non-fattening, that is. Have you noticed how my figure has slimmed down?
The dandy, Miss Bradshaw. Sounds like Shorty's coming back for more.
Alverna, let's go swimming.
Swimming?
Yeah, pour that beautiful body of yours into one of them bikinis and let's go out and have a look. Now, dip.
Good heavens, I haven't been swimming for years.
You don't know what you've been missing. Me too.
But I didn't bring a swimming suit.
Well, I got one you can borrow, Miss Bradshaw.
There you are. And it'll fit you, too. You and Ellie's builder like you know.
You really think so?
2 peas in a pod.
Oh, but it's chilly out there.
Well, it's nice and warm in the sun.
And besides, I know where Granny hides her jug. We'll have a nip at the dip.
Why this sudden craze for swimming?
Oh, it's good for you. Best exercise there is.
It's been so long, I'm not even sure I can swim.
Who cares? We'll just lay around and look at one another. Come on, sex boat.
Sorry, Kellums, you're a naughty little scamp.
Yeah. Just in case we get a chill.
Now, dear, you know I don't approve of alcohol in any form.
Not even that gorgeous form of yours?
No! Kellums, what am I going to do with you in the next 3 days?
Well, I'll think of something. Go on, Ellie Mae, get her in one of them bikinis, and the bikinier the better.
I just can't say no to you, you little devil.
Come on, Miss Bradshaw.
Gone, that woman. Really rings my bell. Good, it's cold. Won't have to waste time swimming.
Miss Bradshaw wanted me to come along. I hope you don't mind.
Heck no, the more the merrier. Now you, baby. Peel it off.
Wait a minute, I'm chilly.
I fetched along the jug. Have a sip.
Shorty, I told you I do not approve of alcohol. Lips that touch liquor shall never touch mine.
In that case, I won't touch a drop.
Promise?
I swear it. Just to look at your gorgeous figure is going to be intoxicating enough.
You rascal.
Come on, honey. Intoxicate me.
There you go. Here goes the unveiling. He's gone! He's gone! Oh! Shorty, my my beloved, my betrothed. Oh, it's all my fault. I gave him too much too soon.
Calm down, Elverna. Shorty ain't gone.
I'll vouch for that. I heard him ringing around upstairs just a few minutes ago.
Oh, thank goodness. I was afraid I'd overstimulated him.
Here he comes with bells on.
Hey, everybody. Look what Shorty gave me. He said this bell is a real girl-getter.
Jethro, how did Shorty get that thing off?
Oh, he didn't. I did.
How did you do it?
I just bent open one of the links on the chain.
Come on, Jed. Let's get old Duke and hit the trail.
I don't think we're going to need the hound dog this time. I know just where he is.
Me too.
What happened, Elverna?
I gave him a glimpse of me in a bikini, and it drove him wild.
That'll do it.
Chief, I'm afraid Shorty's in the secretarial pool again.
What?
This time he's not only locked the door, but barricaded it.
I've had enough of this. I'm going to call the police.
Shorty, this is Melvin Drysdale speaking, president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills. Where your savings earn you 5% compounded semi-annually, and the checking account gives you the convenience and security.
There's no time for a commercial. There's a wild man barricaded up there with 12 secretaries.
Okay. Shorty, tell 'em the police have the building surrounded. There's absolutely no escape. Come out peacefully and I won't press any charges.
Just a minute, Mr. Drysdale. I can't hear what you're saying. Would one of you girls turn off that record player for a minute? Now, what do you want?
I want you to release those girls and come out of that building. If you don't, you're going to jail.
That threat of jail don't scare me none. In 3 days, I start serving a life sentence. So I'm going to have me 3 days of joy. Say hello to joy.
Shorty, you come out of there. I'll have the police close in.
They'll never take me alive. Before they can bust in, I'll dance myself to death.
Now, you listen to me. I'm going to count to 5 before the police rush the building. 1.
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale. Could I say a word to Shorty?
Of course, Mr. Clampett.
Shorty, this is Jed Clampett speaking. Chad's down here with me, and we'd like to remind you of something.
What's that, Jed?
When the 3 of us was boys together, we promised to share and share alike. If one of us had a good thing going, he'd let the others in on it. Right, Chad? He's telling the truth, Shorty.
What are you getting at?
Don't be so stingy. You got a good thing going up there. Let the rest of us in on it.
Hey, Jed, that's a great idea. Come on up, everybody, and join the party.
All right with you, Mr. Drysdale?
That's a brilliant idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to join the party on the 2nd floor of my bank. And as you enter on the left, you'll find application forms for new accounts. And the man who makes the largest deposit gets to dance with the prettiest secretary. And remember, friends, your money is always safe in the Commerce Bank, the friendly bank, where fun and money go hand in hand. And remember, your account is always insured at the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, situated on the corner of Wilshire Boulevard. It's spelled T-O-M-M-E-R-D-E. Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Water critters back into people. I fetched your robe for you. You might catch cold. That cough is getting worse. Of course, you got nobody to blame but yourself. I warned you not to let that frogman get you in the water. You're just lucky he didn't turn you into a frog like he done the others. Hello? Can I speak to Dr. Klingler, please? Oh, mercy. He is. Well, thanks anyway. Goodbye. Well, you're in for trouble now, Shorty Kellums. The doctor's out of town. Well, you set up here at the table, and I'll fetch you some hot victuals.
Smells like corn, pone, hog jowls, and turnip greens. How soon is victuals?
Nobody gets fed until I take care of that poor little fellow over yonder.
What's he doing up at the table?
Waiting for hot victuals.
Mark feeds him raw fish.
You can tell that 5 feet away. But from now on, he gets treated decent.
You don't feed our kind of victuals to an animal like that.
Don't call him an animal.
That's what Mark calls him.
It's Mark that should be called an animal. His name is Shorty.
Right fitting name. Well, let's get the bathrobe off him.
No, you don't. He ain't sitting in my kitchen, jaybird naked.
He ain't supposed to wear clothes. He's a water critter.
Thanks to your friend, the frogman.
Well, Mark says when we go to farm in the ocean, critters like him will be dandy little workhorses.
Mark Templeton is an inhuman monster.
Now, Granny.
Who's his next victim gonna be? Me? What's he gonna do, turn me into a turtle?
You ain't making sense. I'm gonna take this little fella back down to Cement Pond.
You keep your hands off of him and get out of my kitchen.
But Mark says he belongs in the water.
You send Mark in here to see me. I got a few words to say to him.
Now, Granny, don't fly off the handle.
You send him in here. I ain't in no mood to be crossed.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Shorty, why didn't you listen to me and stay out of the water? Now look at you, you poor little goomer. You can't go back to Silver Dollar City and run a hotel looking like that.
What's she doing with the seal in the kitchen?
I don't know, but she wants you in there, too.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm gonna catch the dickens.
I'm afraid so. You want me to go in with you?
Nope, seal was my idea. I'll face the music.
We ain't likely to get victuals till you do. Oh, let me give you a little tip. She has named the seal Shorty.
Thanks, I'll remember.
Come in.
Hello, Granny. Hi, Shorty. Something sure smells good in here.
Well, it ain't him. I can tell you that.
Shorty, you shouldn't be in the house. I'll put you back in the pond.
No. He's sitting right here and gonna eat hot victuals.
Nothing but raw fish for him.
Now, let me tell you this. He ain't going back to the cement pond, and he ain't eating no more raw fish.
Well, Granny, if you feel that way, I'll just take him down and drop him in the ocean.
That does it. Now, hear this, sailor boy. I'm going for my shotgun. And when I come back, Shorty Kellums better be sitting in this chair. And I mean Shorty Kellums himself, and not this poor-looking, pitiful critter.
Well, I'll do my best. You heard her, Shorty. Let's go find the other Shorty.
I wouldn't go in there yet, Shorty.
Ain't victuals ready?
They might be, but Granny ain't.
Shorty, come here, quick.
What you on?
Sit down at the table. Hurry.
I don't want to eat like this.
Shorty, please, you gotta be sitting at that table before Granny gets back.
I ain't washed up yet.
Sit here. I will be.
I wish I knowed what this is all about.
Shorty! Oh, Shorty, darling, I'm so happy to see you.
Don't squeeze me too hard, Granny. I'm awful holler. I ain't ate since morning.
Shorty, I'm going to give you the greatest meal you ever had in your whole life.
Hallelujah.
It'll make you forget what that frogman done to you.
You mean Mark?
Mark the monster.
He ain't no monster. He's a nice feller.
Shorty, have you forgot the terrible thing that he done to you?
He didn't do nothing terrible. In fact is, Granny, he's an officer and a gentleman, and I like him.
You do, huh?
Yes, Mom. Now, how about that meal you promised me?
Okay. Here you are.
I don't think I'd call this the best meal I ever had. I sure hope it tastes better than it smells.
Well, Granny, I'm sorry you wouldn't eat with us. Them was scrumptious victuals.
Best hog gels and turnip greens you ever made, Granny.
That corn pone and sorghum is fabulous.
Wasn't that a dandy meal, Shorty?
Sure beats raw fish.
And guess who's doing the dishes? Jethro.
Yeah, he volunteered to stay behind and clean up the kitchen.
Ain't that wonderful? You all right, Granny?
I'm the only one in this family that is.
Well, if you get hungry, Granny, there's a great big pile of leftovers on the stove.
Mighty delicious.
Make you feel better to eat.
Jethro, you clean up everything already?
Sure. How long do you think it takes to eat a pot of leftovers? Oh, and Granny, I piled all the dirty dishes in the sink for you.
I'll help you, Granny.
If you want to help me, you jump in that flivver of yours and go on back home.
Not yet. Not till I've been to the pool.
You don't aim to go back in the water, do you?
No, I mean the secretarial pool down at the bank. It's full of pretty girls.
Get out of here, you little rooster.
I'm single. I'm entitled to a fling.
I'll give you a fling right out of the upstairs window.
I'm going.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're out of that straitjacket, Miss Jane. Now, when I come down to take out my money, it won't upset you all over again, will it?
Of course it won't upset me. I'm perfectly fine. That straitjacket was Mr. Drysdale's invention.
Oh, he's a clever fella. It fit you real good.
Oh, he's clever, all right. He's my #1 nemesis.
Well, I'm glad to hear he's your friend. I'll see you down the bank.
You going to the bank, Jed?
That's right, Shorty. I'm going to take out some money.
I'll drive you. I'm going to take out something myself.
Excuse me, Miss Hathaway. Here's the certified check you ordered for $48 million, charged against Mr. Clampetts' account.
Thank you, Miss Gordon. This is a moment of great triumph for me.
What do you mean?
A similar check was issued earlier. But to keep Mr. Clampett from using it, that unprincipled scoundrel had 2 guards force me into a straitjacket and gag me. And then he told Mr. Clampett that the idea of his withdrawing all that money had driven me mad.
What a terrible man.
Indeed he is. I shall take great delight in watching him scream and yell and climb the walls in fury and frustration.
Can I watch too?
Oh, be my guest. Chief, it gives me great pleasure to announce that Mr. Jed Clampett is on his way to this temple of greed to withdraw $48 million.
Really?
Yes, and I want you to know that this is a great moment for me.
For me too, Miss Hathaway.
I've tried to tell you that honesty is the best policy. What'd you say?
As I was driving to the bank this morning, I almost had a collision with a huge truck.
Oh.
Suddenly, my whole life flashed before me. I saw in terrifying detail all the mean and petty things I've done. The schemes I had to get money, the lies I've told, the people I've wronged.
Chief.
I lived again those many times when you counseled the course of truth and justice. But I chose greed and avarice. You pointed to the high road, but I took the low road. I said to myself, Milburn, put your house in order. You never know when you'll be summoned to stand before that great bank examiner in the sky. And so I say to you, Miss Hathaway, and bear witness, Miss Gordon, I'm deeply sorry for my transgressions against you and deeply grateful for your never-failing loyalty and friendship. I think you deserve a reward.
My reward is seeing this glorious transformation take place in you, that there's awakening to the power of truth, honor.
As always, your sentiments are noble and unselfish. But I insist you accept this token of my gratitude.
$100?
It's little enough. Just take the rest of the day off and go out shopping.
Oh, but my work,
Oh, Miss Gordon here will fill in for you.
Oh, gladly. It'll be a privilege working for you, Mr. Drysdale.
Now, go out into the bright sunshine, happy in the thought that you have helped this old sinner to repent. Do you like working here, Miss Gordon?
Oh, I certainly do.
Yeah, would you like to continue working here?
Oh, indeed I would.
Fine, fine. Now, I have 2 jobs for you. Oh, you'll find a nurse's uniform in that dressing room there. Put it on.
A nurse's uniform?
Yes, when Mr. Clampett arrives, you're going to be my keeper.
I don't understand.
Oh, you will. The second job is to stop payment on Miss Hathaway's check.
Mr. Drysdale, I'm terribly disillusioned.
I'll make a note of it.
But I thought you had changed.
What gave you that idea?
Well, you said your whole life flashed before you.
It did. I loved it. Now get in there.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry about me, Shorty. I'll get home. You have fun. Oh, hi, ma'am. Jed Clampett to see Mr. Drysdale.
Yes, Mr. Clampett.
Somebody sick?
I'm afraid so.
Is it Miss Jane?
No, it's Mr. Drysdale.
What did he take down?
When Miss Hathaway told him you were coming in to withdraw $48 million.
Is that you, Mr. Drysdale?
I am the Emperor of France. Josephine, who is this man?
Well, you know me. I'm Jed Clampett.
Are you from Wellington?
Oh, sir, I'm from Bug Tussle.
You're not a member of my staff. They're all here.
Well, no, Mr. Drysdale.
I am Napoleon Bonaparte.
Well, okay, Mr. Bonaparte. I just come down here to draw up my money.
No? Just when my poor armies are retreating across the frozen steppes of Russia?
Well,
But my brave men are freezing. They're starving. They need food. They need clothing. Oh, please, don't withdraw your support now. They'll perish.
Well, I don't want to starve or freeze nobody.
Oh, thank you. All of France thanks you. This is the highest decoration my country can bestow.
I think I better be going.
Wait, I have another medal for you.
Well, you keep it, Mr. Drysdale. It looks real good on you.
Hey, Granny, watch out. You're going to brain somebody.
It won't be nobody in this family. They ain't got nothing to bring. Put all my stuff in the truck. You're driving me to the airport.
Where are you going, Gran?
I'm going back home to the hills, where man is men and fish is fish, and they stays that way.
Please don't go back to the hills, Granny.
I got to, Jethro. I can't stay around and watch Ellie Mae being married to that frog man. And there don't seem no way that I can stop it.
I'm begging you, Granny, please don't go.
Oh, bless you, boy. I didn't think nobody would care.
I care. If you go, I'll die.
No, you won't.
Oh, yes, I will. I'll have to eat Ellie's cooking.
You're all heart, boy. Put my stuff out. Wait a minute. Ellie's cooking. You have just given me the greatest idea.
I'm always coming up with great ideas. What was this one?
And never mind. Where's Ellie?
She's out in the kitchen with Mark. They's doing the dishes. Oh, hey, Granny, what was that great idea I come up with?
Take my bags up to my room.
Didn't know that was my idea. Come up with so many, don't even remember.
But I don't see how changing out of your uniform's going to help any.
Look, I'm desperate. I'll try anything to get on the good side of Granny. Maybe the uniform remind her of a revenue.
She sure never cared much for them.
Mark, my, don't you look handsome? And here's pretty little Ellie Mae in her apron. I declare you two are the picture of domestic bliss.
Well, we thought the least we could do is wash the dishes.
Yes, ma'am, after that wonderful meal you cooked.
Look who's calling who a wonderful cook. As if you ain't never tasted any of her victuals.
I never have.
You're joking.
No?
Ellie Mae, am I to understand that you have never cooked a meal for this man?
You always told me to stay out of the kitchen.
Until the right man come along. And here he is. Now, show him what you can do.
How about I cook supper for you tonight, Mark?
Wonderful.
What would you like?
Well, why don't you make him one of your out-of-this-world meatloaves? That's her pa's favorite.
Well, Pa says you can't eat it.
You can't beat it. Yeah, that's what she says, all right.
Well, what else should I make?
Why don't you make them some of them great big donuts?
I love donuts.
Oh, hers ain't to be believed.
Sounds like I'll be in heaven tonight.
Oh, we won't let you eat that many.
Hi, Jet. Shorty, what you doing with Mr. Drysdale's nurse?
When I went looking for you, I found her and fetched her home for a swim.
Actually, Mr. Clampett, I came to give you this.
Well, doggies, this is my check for $48 million. Mr. Drysdale must be all right, good as ever.
Well, he's as good as ever. But I wouldn't call that all right.
Jed, you reckon Ellie's got a swimming suit that fit this little doll?
I reckon so. Come on in.
You will stay for a swim, won't you, Liz?
Well, I might as well, Shorty. I'm going to get fired anyway.
How come?
Well, Mr. Drysdale doesn't know about that check.
All right, Miss Gordon, you can change out of your nurse's uniform and... Miss Gordon?
Dear Napoleon, welcome to Waterloo. The check and I are at Mr. Clampett's. Au revoir, Josephine.
Kill her!
That's right, Shorty. Show off for your new girlfriend. Come on.
I see you brought home another seal.
Yeah, Shorty, you're getting lonesome.
Granny's gonna hit the roof.
No, she won't. She likes me now.
Granny does?
Yeah, we're great friends.
Since when?
Since I changed out of my uniform.
And that done it?
It sure did. She walked into the kitchen, saw me dressed like this, and we were instant buddies.
Well, if that don't beat all.
This is really my lucky day. Ellie's cooking supper for me.
Whose idea was that?
Granny's?
Uh-oh.
Something wrong?
Not yet.
Granny said Ellie's cooking is not to be believed.
She right about that. I'll see you directly.
You ready, Liz? How's it going in there? You ready for a swim, gorgeous?
No, I ain't.
No, I'm sorry, Granny. I knocked on the wrong door.
You sure did. You ain't getting me in that cement pond.
Granny, I thought you was my date.
I wouldn't date you if you was the last man on earth.
Listen, Granny.
Now you listen. If you ain't got sense enough to stay on dry land, that's your bad luck. But don't try to change me into no water critter.
I wouldn't do that.
And quit trying to lure me into the pond with that sweet talk.
That's who I was talking to. Yonder comes my date.
I'm ready, Shorty.
She's your date? That child? Why, you look like her father.
I do? He must be a handsome rascal. Elizabeth, this here's Granny. She knows your father.
Really?
Don't pay any attention to him. And don't go in the water with him. It's dangerous.
Oh, I'm an excellent swimmer.
Yeah, come on, Liz.
Honey, it ain't that. When he gets wet, he turns into the funniest looking little water goomer you've ever seen.
I don't care. I think he's kind of cute.
But wait a minute. If that don't scare you, listen to this. There's a great big frogman down there.
Really?
And if you get into the water with him, you know what will happen?
Well, I've got a pretty good idea. I used to date one.
Come on, Liz.
Coming, Shorty. The whole thing sounds real groovy.
Well, here it is, Paul. My out-of-this-world meatloaf.
Well, would you look at that? How come you didn't make it around?
Well, it's for Mark, and he's especially fond of meatballs, but Granny said make a meatloaf, so I made it in the shape.
Of a meatball.
Yes, sir.
That's mighty clever, you, Ellie.
Oh, thank you, Paul. Bet you just dying for a taste.
Yeah, but I'm going to fight it.
Well, excuse me. I gotta fetch some things out of the root cellar.
Fine.
What'd you say?
I said hold it.
All right, I'll hold it. But what is it?
It's that meatloaf you had Ellie make for Mark to eat. Only I'm going to make you eat it.
Oh, you wouldn't do that, would you, Jed?
I won't on one condition. You make another one that looks just like that, only good.
Well, what will I do with this one?
Get rid of it. And another thing, tell our company that supper will be a little late tonight.
You're a hard man, Jed. Jethro, get rid of this for me.
What is it, Granny?
It's a meatball. Is Shorty and Elizabeth up at the cement pond?
Yes, ma'am.
They didn't go in the water.
Oh, yes, ma'am. They's changing now.
Oh, mercy, I'm too late. Shorty, Elizabeth, where are you? Shorty, why did you have to do it again? And Elizabeth, I pleaded with you. You were so pretty. Now look at you. Shorty, you old rooster. Can't you get your mind off of that for 1 minute?
Hello, Granny. I'm looking for Mr. Clampett.
What kind of a get-up is that?
Oh, never mind. I have to see Mr. Clampett about a check.
Well, he's around here someplace.
I'll find him. Oh, have you seen anything of a beautiful brunette secretary from my bank?
Is her name Elizabeth?
That's it. Where is she?
Swimming with Shorty. Come over here, Elizabeth. Your boss wants to see you.
This is Elizabeth?
Ain't she a mess? You remember Shorty Kellums. He runs a hotel back in Silver Dollar City.
Oh, yeah. Swell.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale, you want to shoot a few baskets?
What happened to this basketball?
Well, that ain't no basketball. That's a meatball.
Meatball?
Yeah. When we get done playing with it, we can eat it. Here, shoot it.
The first nut doesn't have a chance around here.
Mr. Drysdale, your past is here to haunt you.
What?
Miss Chickadee Laverne. That stripper you engaged for one of your business dinners?
I am not a stripper. I am an exotic interpretive dancer. And I've got a great new act for your bankers convention, Mr. Drysdale. That is Elmer and me.
Elmer? Isn't that Ellie Mae Clampett's raccoon?
Yeah. Gee, it's a cute act. See, I'm Little Red Riding Hood, and I'm walking through the forest with a basket of food for my granny, and I get lost, and this raccoon finds me. He's sitting on a rock. When I pass by, he reaches out with these cute little hands, and he unties the bow that holds up my skirt. Then...
Miss Laverne, we are not interested in the sordid details of your ecclesiastical performance.
What'd you say?
Don't ask me.
And shame on you for contributing to the delinquency of a raccoon. I shall harbor him safely in my office until such time as I can return him safely to Ellie Mae. Come, Elmer.
What's with her? Without Elmer, I got no act.
Yeah. Get yourself another raccoon, but not for the bankers' convention. I don't think the act is suitable.
Oh, so you're backing out on me, too. Just like the Clampetts did.
The Clampetts?
Yeah. I was promised an engagement up in their mansion. Then they changed their mind.
Jed Clampett would never hire you. His idea of entertainment is square dancing.
Well, I've danced for plenty of squares. And speaking of squares, it was that big kid Jethro that asked me.
Miss Chickadee, I love you. Will you marry me?
Jethro, your granny tells me you got thrown out of school today.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. I got thrown out for writing on my writing desk.
What's wrong with that?
I think it was because I done the writing with my pocket knife.
Well, you've been doing a lot of foolish things lately. What's come over you?
I think the boy is ailing, Jed. Looky here. Your school lunch. Ain't even been touched.
Jethro don't eat. He's ailing.
Everything in there that he likes. Grits, jowls, ham hocks, and pone.
How come you didn't eat them, boy?
Uncle Jed, can I tell you the truth?
Well, I hope you always will.
I ain't hungry for grits or jowls or hawks or pone neither. All I want is chickadee.
Well, why didn't you say so? Granny, fry this boy up a nice big pan of chickadee.
There's everything in here that he likes. Now, what's this?
That's my writing desk I wrote on.
Chickadee, ain't that big strapping girl you brung home the day that you went courting?
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. Found her in Miss Hathaway's office.
Yeah, she's a mighty handsome woman.
Said it afore and I'll say it again. She's too old for Jethro.
I'm deep in love with her, Granny.
Hogwash.
How come you never spoke up about this before?
Well, I knew Granny was a ginner. I was afraid you might be, too. So I thought I'd run off and marry her and live happy ever after.
Jethro, it takes two people to make a happy ever after marriage. What makes you think that Miss Chickadee is in love with you?
Well, she loves me enough to get engaged. Well, you all heard how happy she was about that.
Come to think of it, I recollect her saying something about an engagement, Granny.
Double hogwash. If she shows up here, I'll woodshed the both of them.
But I'm telling you the truth. That big kid Jethro was sitting right here. And when I came out of your office, he jumped up, grabbed me, put me on his truck, and drove me out to his Uncle Jed's mansion, where I was promised an engagement.
Jethro is a headstrong, impetuous lad given to irresponsible behavior at times, but I assure you, Mr. Clampett would never engage the likes of you.
Listen, honey, you don't know those oil millionaires like I do. They give some pretty crazy parties.
Now, Mr. Clampett, now take your tawdry bauble and go.
Gee, where am I going to find another raccoon that knows how to unfasten a dress?
Hello? Oh, Jethro, it's you. Jane Hathaway here.
Oh, Miss Hathaway, I'm sure glad you called. I've been trying to get up nerve to call you all week. You see, I'm deep in love, and I want to get married right away and live happy ever after.
Jethro, you are an impetuous lad. This is so sudden.
Oh, no, it ain't. Well, I've been in love ever since that day in your office when we looked at each other and heard music playing. Heart music.
Now, calm down, dear boy. I'm coming up right away to bring Ellie's raccoon, and we shall pursue this further.
Oh, thank you, Miss Jane. I figured if anybody could find Miss Chickadee, it's you.
Well, thank you, Jethro. I'll find who? Chickadee Laverne. Jethro, I'm flabbergasted.
Well, thank you. Will you find her and bring her up here so I can marry her and live happy ever after?
I'll do what I think is best. I'll do my best for you, Jethro.
Uncle Jed! Uncle Jed!
Well, Chief, the fat's in the fire now. You and your exotic dances. Corrupting that sweet, innocent boy.
What are you babbling about?
Jethro is in love with Chickadee Laverne.
Oh, baloney. At his age, I was in love with every showgirl I saw. It's puppy love.
Jethro thinks it's the real thing. He says they looked at one another and he heard music play.
Music? Oh, I know how that happened. When Chickadee left my office the other day, she had this little concealed transistor radio. So obviously, when she ran into Jethro in your office, he heard the music and
thought it was love. How horrible.
Oh, forget it. Jed Clampett can handle a case of puppy love.
Miss Hathaway, there's a raccoon in your office.
Oh, no, Janet, don't panic. You've seen a raccoon before.
Not like this one. It keeps trying to undress me.
Couldn't catch him, huh, Ellie?
No, sir, Paul. Jethro's running top speed, and he just keeps yelling for you.
Well, we let him circle the house again. Head him off out here.
Jed, look what Jethro done. I was sitting in my rocker and he run me down. Didn't even stop.
Well, you gotta remember, Granny, that boy's in love.
We's gonna stop him this time around.
Well, when you catch him, I'm gonna smoke his britches for him.
Uncle Jed!
Sound like he's round on the far turn.
Uncle Jed!
Want me to trip him and set on him, Paul?
No, I'll head him off, Ellie.
Uncle Jed! Uncle Jed!
Commence slowing down now, Jethro. I'm right here. Now what is it, boy?
Miss Hathaway's gonna find Miss Chickadee and fetch her over. Yeah! I'm gonna see my sweetie!
Jethro, put that truck down.
Don't drop it!
Jethro, you's acting like a bee-stung bobcat.
He's in love, Ellie. Jethro, you go have yourself a nice long swim in the cement pond, and we'll let you know when Miss Chickadee gets here.
That wild young'un, I'm so dad-burned mad, I could bite nails.
Granny, I reckon you forgot how it feels to be in love.
Why do you suppose I'm so dad-burned mad?
You know, Duke, just between you and me, I can't blame Jethro for his feelings toward Miss Chickadee. I was about to fall for her myself. No, it's the truth. I didn't aim to. It just happened. I looked at her, she looked at me, and dogged if I didn't hear music playing. Uh-oh, yonder she comes.
Mr. Clampetts. It's me, Chickadee.
Out of there.
What's the matter? Is there something wrong?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I reckon you want to see Jethro. Right this way.
Wait, Mr. Clampetts. It's you I want to see.
Now, ma'am, you don't want to see old broken-down mountain goat like me, all crippled up and wore out, good for nothing.
What are you talking about?
Me, ma'am, I'm older than the hills.
Who cares? Now turn around. I want to talk to you.
What about?
About the engagement you promised me.
No, that wasn't me, ma'am. That was Jethro. Word of honor.
So it was Jethro. Do I get it or don't I?
Yeah, we're folks that keep our word, ma'am. If you was promised, I'll see that it's kept.
Good. I'll go get my clothes in the car.
You already brung your clothes, ma'am?
Yeah, it's the outfit I work in. Red Riding Hood. Wait till you see it.
You know, Miss Chickadee, I'm hoping you ain't going to rush things, because I think a long engagement's going to be best for everybody.
Oh, that'll suit me fine. The longer the better.
Because I don't hardly think you're ready.
What do you mean I'm not ready?
Well, remember how you told me about coming from a big egg?
Oh, yeah. But I've learned something new since then.
Yeah, that's a step in the right direction.
Now, a raccoon finds me in the woods.
Miss Jane, I sure do appreciate you bringing Elmer back.
My pleasure, Ellie. Could you tell me where I might find your handsome cousin?
Who?
Jethro.
Oh, Jethro, he's out swimming in the cement pond.
Thank you. Something tells me we're finally going to make music together.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. Hey, did you bring Miss Chickadee?
No, forget about her, Jethro. Look deep into my eyes.
And now, stay tuned for the news.
Jethro is engaged to Miss Chickadee.
No.
He gave his word, and she's holding him to it.
She's too old to marry Jethro. She's too old to marry anybody. Why, she's done past 20.
In years, maybe, but in some ways, she's just a little child. Besides, women gets married older out here.
What you mean?
I hear tell of a movie star that got herself a man when she was 27. And then just to prove it wasn't no fluke, she up and married 5 more.
Jethro, just once more, gaze deeply into my eyes.
Have you brushed your teeth today?
Miss Jane, are you going to help me find Miss Chickadee or ain't you?
I am not.
Well, I'm going to go out and find her for myself.
Jethro, listen to me. We can make music together. Please, just give me one more chance.
And another thing about her, Granny, she ain't lazy. Why, she's up there right now putting on her working clothes.
We'll see. We'll see.
Miss Chickadees are coming!
You say them's her working clothes?
Yeah, I reckon that's a dust cap on her head. What you got in the basket, Miss Chickadee?
Why, it's a basket of food for Granny.
Did you hear that, Granny?
Yeah, I hear it. I'll wait till I taste it before I get too excited.
Now, stand over there. You can see me work better.
Oh, well, if you're going to show off how you work, I'd best go fetch Jethro. He'll be right interested.
All right, now stand right over here so we can get a good view of everything. That's fine. Now, you just watch. Hey, Elmer, that wasn't your cue.
Shame on you, Elmer.
I'm sorry.
You mean she's here?
Yes, ma'am. I think she's fixing to dust the hall first.
Get ready for a wedding, everybody. Jethro and Miss Chickadee's gonna get married right away.
Who says so?
The code of the hill says so. He done seen her in her underclothes.
Chickadee, Elmer's awful sorry about what he done.
Oh, that's all right, kid. Anybody can miss a cue. How'd you like my act?
Well, I thought you acted real nice, considering. I'd have been a heap more flustered than you was.
That's experience, honey. Let me see my basket.
No, ma'am, but me and Elmer will help you look.
I don't want to lose it. That prop food costs plenty of money.
What's prop food?
Oh, it's made out of plaster and cement, stuff like that.
Well, I reckon that'll keep Jethro out of our way for a spell.
What'd you do with him?
Throwed him in the cement pond. I told him swimming 5 miles was part of getting proper engaged. That boy'll swallow anything.
Well, he'll have a time swallowing Miss Chickadee's cooking. You know that basket of food that she brung me that she was so all-fired proud of?
Yeah?
Pitiful. Pitiful.
She bakes a nice looking loaf of bread.
Yeah? Let's see you slice
Don't seem to be strictly fresh.
Why don't you come right out and say it? It's as hard as a rock.
Tastes mighty like cement.
I don't think she used any baking powder. Or yeast, neither. I ain't even sure she used flour.
Well, it's a fine-looking slab of ham. Ain't got much of a hickory-cured smell to it.
Ain't got no smell at all.
You know, Granny, I think this woman's trouble is she overcooks everything.
I sure do feel sorry for Jethro.
Yeah. The boy sets a great store by his victuals.
Well, I'll just have to pitch in and learn Miss Chickadee about cooking.
That ain't all you're gonna have to learn her.
What you mean?
Well, remember how she thought she come from an egg?
Yeah?
She got herself a new notion now. She thinks she was found in the woods by a raccoon. Yonder she comes. She took off her work clothes.
Sure. Now that she's got Jethro hooked, we ain't gonna get no work out of her.
Well, come in, Miss Chickadee. I hope you're feeling right to home.
Oh, I'd love it here.
Well, I see you changed out of your working clothes.
Oh, I thought everyone had seen enough.
I reckon Jethro has seen too much.
Miss Chickadee, I hope you still favor a long engagement like we was talking about.
Oh, like I said, Uncle Sugar, the longer the better.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Now, I'm going to leave you two alone here to have a little woman talk.
Woman talk? What we talk about?
Everything, honey, right from scratch. And we'll commence with victuals.
What are victuals?
No. Well, we gotta start somewhere. Do you know how to fix a possum supper?
I don't even know what a possum eats for supper.
I said take the skillet and put some lard in it.
What is this cooking bit? I came here to dance.
I declare I never seen a woman reach your age and know so little about life. Now, you take this skillet afore I whomp you with it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this right now. If I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna get paid extra for it.
Get out of here, you scheming sackspot.
How dashed you order me out of my own kitchen?
What's about in here?
Oh, Mr. Clampett, a thousand apologies for ever allowing this woman to come in contact with your wonderful family. Come on.
Oh, then I'll let you have this skillet.
Give it to him. He can probably cook better than you can.
Now get this straight. I'm here to dance, not to cook.
Well, if Jethro's got a choice, I know he'll take cooking over dancing. That boy's overpowering fond of victuals.
Who cares about Jethro?
Well, I hope you do, seeing as how you're going to marry him.
I wouldn't marry Jethro if he had your money.
Well, I wouldn't marry you neither, Miss Chickadee.
Well, that suits me fine. Give me my basket. Get me out of this nut house. Boy, what they don't want for their money. You gotta clean the house. You gotta cook. You gotta marry the kid. Wowie, wow, wow, wow.
Jethro, I thought you said you were deep in love with Miss Chickadee.
You said you wanted to marry her and live happy ever after.
And Granny, I could never live happy ever after with her.
Why not?
Uncle Jed, it was all I could do to choke down one basket of her victuals. If I had to eat them every day, I'd die.
Mày đấm bố. Mày đánh bố. Bẹp, bẹp. Bẹp, bẹp. Bẹp. Bẹp, bẹp. What the fuck? Nhầm. Alo ạ? Đã chưa tới nhưng mà có mạng lại rồi ạ. Dạ vâng ạ. Dạ có ạ. Vâng. nhân viên BBT gọi ạ. BBT. Mấy thằng mạng ấy. Đang đánh tử gọi bực cách mình đấm cho phát.
Dạ em chào anh ạ, em là nhân viên chăm sóc khách hàng, đây là VMPT.
Shut up. Ai à. Đấm nó. Mày nhọt. What? Wow. Kinh. Mướt mà ra mặt em nhìn ok mà. Thế đẹp trai rồi, em đẹp trai rồi. Bio Clay cực binh chi lông ấy. Bẹt. Mày đấm nhau mày. Vô farming. Bẹt. Thằng Cường xàm nhỉ. Làm cái gì với nhóc? Mami. Anh bị nó đấm rồi, anh bị nó lụm rồi, anh buồn quá. Mami. Em nghe thời gian dẫn lối đưa anh về nơi có em. Hay. Ui. Ghét không? Tối chửi nó phát cái tội xàm. Sao em nhìn thấy có sao đâu. Mình đẳng cấp, mình mạnh mẽ. Nó cười cái gì? Nó thân với em gái ông Hiếu á? What? Buddy